Hey, Andy, excuse me, would you just a smidgen, please? You're too much like your son. Crank it up. I, and we say good morning to you. Welcome to the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Ready to go again on this Thursday. You know where we are on every Thursday. We're live at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. Home of the car. They're giving away the 2017 Sonic LS on July 4th weekend. We'll have lots to say about that with our buddy Andy Dietrich's going to be joining us coming up here in a few minutes, the co-owner. So we say good morning to you. Show number 539. Again, we're live here at Champion. And again, we've got folks loaded up and ready to go. We're going to be hearing from Clay Milligan, NHRA driver. He's going to be joining us live again from the track, again, part of the Parts Plus Top Fuel Dragster for Stringer Performance. He's going to join us coming up in a little while. Carmichael joins us talking about all kinds of different sports. Kevin Harmon with lots going on with UT football. UT football update. We'll hear from Kevin. And also, of course, Andy Dietrich, the co-owner of Champion Chevrolet. Al Bikers due to stop by and join us, again, on behalf of Grip Energy Drink, our title sponsor of the show. So it's all good. And it's all right here at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. He doesn't want to be on camera, but I'm going to talk about him anyway. Jerry Caldwell, the Executive Vice President, General Manager of the Speedway and the Dragway. His Papa Bear's in town this week, and guess where he's buying a vehicle from? Champion Chevrolet. Lives in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Comes here, hit the bell. He comes here to buy his cars at Champion Chevrolet like I did. So, and you found one today, right? It's got that little SUV thing going on. There you go. And he's grinning like a fox in the hen house because he found another one. How many? Four? Four you bought here? Four. Comes all the way from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So there you go. Jerry Caldwell's daddy's in the house, and so we appreciate him very much. Of course, Jerry just a class act, and so is Papa. When you're around him a little bit, you can tell it comes from the gene pool. So again, good morning to you. Again, Grip Energy Drink. We've got flavors lemon lime, pink grapefruit, root beer, pineapple, white grape, and now sugar-free orange. And I had the sugar-free pink grapefruit. Right here it is. Again, the brand new packaging is out. The Grip Energy Drink. Again, it is all natural ingredients, vitamin B, biotin, niacin, chock full, vegan friendly. It's all right here. It's available in all food cities. Again, Grip. See up the top, sugar-free. The Grip Energy Drink and pink grapefruit, and also got the orange. Maybe I'll be bringing some orange in a little while because it's just coming off the production line. So that's our show. We are here again live at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. Andy will be by here in a few minutes. We're going to take our first break, come right back, and take a look at Major League Baseball. Plus, pretty cool. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, I think, that were drafted locally in the recent Major League Baseball drafts. We'll talk about that as well and give you the baseball scoreboard from last night, who did what, and the standings and today's schedule. Daniel Norris, by the way, pitching tomorrow night for Detroit. Young man from Johnson City. He'll be on the mound against Tampa Bay tomorrow night in Detroit. We'll talk more about that. We always dedicate our show at the outset of the man who hung on the cross. We unashamedly tell you that. And so out of the book of Proverbs, it goes as follows. Proverbs 4, 5 through 9 says, "Never forget my words. Do not depart from my wisdom, for it will protect you and watch over you. My wisdom and understanding will honor you and present you with a crown of splendor." Never forget my words. Do not depart from my wisdom, for it will protect you and watch over you. My wisdom and understanding will honor you and present you with a crown of splendor. Proverbs 4, 5 through 9. That is the verse of the day here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll be ready to go. If you missed it yesterday, before we go to the break, let me again show you the contest winners. There you are, Eric Castle from Pikeville, Kentucky, Karen Ingram, Mary Markham, Tony Marshall, Jordan Nelson, Alicia Phelps, Johnny Phillips, all from East Tennessee, Amber Smith, a winner from Western North Carolina, Caitlin Sturgill, a winner from West Virginia, Greg Taylor, a winner from the Tri-Cities. So those are the folks that have been emailed, and we've been getting responses back, and folks have been very kind in what they've said. I also want to say hello and a big thank you to Chad Steele. Chad in Asheville, North Carolina. Chad sent me a nice text yesterday and said, even though I didn't win, thank you for what you're doing. Love your show, and we're looking forward to the next giveaway. Well, guess what? We got tickets to give away for the America's Night Race and the whole racing weekend, the Food City 300 coming up. We're 65 days away. It won't be that far from now. We'll be at the high banks of Bristol broadcasting, getting ready for the week of racing. And so we've got tickets for that particular event to give away as well. So if you didn't win the NHRA tickets, don't fret your chance to win tickets again to go to Bristol for the night race and the Food City 300, the truck race, that doubleheader on that Wednesday, the 16th, all that coming up. So we will make sure that you're in the running for that, because we'll start giving those away in the not too distant future. But again, thanks for all the response. We had 11 states represented in our giveaway, and so again, thank you for all the winners, and I hope you have a great weekend this weekend on Saturday at Bristol Dragway for Thunder Valley Nationals. Quick break. We'll take a look at Major League Baseball next on our first segment here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, show number 539, live from Champion Chevrolet in Johnson City. You're watching and listening to the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At takeoff, an NHRA top fuel dragster braves the same intense G-forces as an astronaut leaving Cape Canaveral. For power that's out of this world, don't miss the NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals at Bristol Dragway. Tickets start at just $30, and every ticket is a pit pass. Witness the raw power of 10,000 horses, June 16th through the 18th. Visit ThunderValleyTix.com or call 423-BRISTOL.
It's raining savings at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. We have a massive selection of over 700 new Chevrolets to choose from, with 400 of them Silverados. Silverado Crew and Double Cab LTs, $11,000 off MSRP, 20% off 17 Equinox and Traverse LT, 15% off Silverado HD gas engine. Don't miss out on the best savings of the year to purchase a new Chevy. Saturday parts and service hours and shopping online 24/7. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us again on this Thursday. We are live again at Champion Chevrolet on the Bristol Motor Mile, Johnson City. And let's run down last night's action around the bigs in no particular order. Let's see how things went in Major League Baseball again on a Wednesday night. Of course, we are now into Thursday. And so we take a look at Again, first off, the Redlegs being swept on the road. They lose 3 in Los Angeles. They get swept by the Padres, of all people, losing 4-2 yesterday. Renfroe, his 14th home run. San Diego Renfroe, his 14th home run of the season. Joey Votto and Peraza go deep, but to no avail as the Reds lose 4-2. They head back with a 6-game road losing streak, and 6 in a row they've lost, 3 in L.A. and 3 in San Diego to head back to, I think, open up a series. I think it's with the Dodgers tomorrow night. Let me double check. Doesn't matter because they are god awful. Whew, they're bad. Let's see. Yep, Dodgers in Cincinnati starting tomorrow night. So 4-2 final Padres there. Also yesterday, the Marlins, again, Edison Volquez got to start but couldn't finish it as the Marlins beat Oakland 11-6 yesterday afternoon in Florida. Marlins again with the win. Now go to 29-35 on the season. A's 27-38. Also yesterday, the Royals beat the Giants 7-2. Again, in that game, you had Hamill going the distance for Kansas City, striking out 4, going 6 2/3, and scattering 8 hits. So Royals beat the Giants 7-2. Braves all over the Nationals 13-2 yesterday. Teron gets a win. He's now 6-4. Brandon Phillips formerly for the Reds, now with the Braves, 4 for 6, scored 3 times, drove in 3. The second baseman for the Atlanta Braves to get a big win. Suzuki goes deep for Atlanta. They now improve to 29-36, and they're all over the Nationals. 13-2 the final. Red Sox beat the Phillies 7-3 yesterday. Velasquez gets the win for the Boston Red Sox. 3 innings of work, struck out 2, walked 1, and allowed 1 hit. Red Sox now at 37-28 on the season. 7-3 winners over the Philadelphia Phillies. Rockies and Pirates. Rockies got them 5-1. They're now 42-26 on the season. Blue Jays defeat Tampa Bay 7-6. Again, Blue Jays now 32-33 on the year for Toronto, defeating Tampa Bay. Cubs and the Mets. Mets get one of those rare wins as Granderson goes deep for the New York Mets. 2 for 3 with a home run, drove in 1, a solo shot. Again, so the Mets defeat the Cubbies 9-4. Cubs 32-33, 1 under 500. Mets are 4 under 500 at 30-34, and so the Mets win that one again yesterday 9-4. Dodgers over the Indians 6-4. Again, Kluber gets the start. Does not finish it out as the Indians lose. It goes 7 innings, gives up 4 hits, strikes out 10, and has a no decision as the Dodgers beat them 6-4. Arizona over Detroit 2-1. It was Jordan Zimmerman getting the win for Arizona. By the way, Daniel Norris will be moving up in a starting rotation. Was scheduled to go Saturday, will go tomorrow instead. We'll tell you why coming up in a moment. It was the Mariners over the Twins, 6-4. Rangers, Astros all over Texas. 13-2 the final there, as the Astros now improved to the best record in baseball, 45-22, 13-2 stomping of the Texas Rangers. Orioles get a win on the road at Kaminsky against the Chicago White Sox, 10-6 the final there. Orioles again now an even 500 team at 32-32 on the season. Brewers beat the Cardinals 7-6. Brewers 3 over at 35-32, and they win it yesterday 7-6. And the Angels beat the Yankees. The final there was 7-5. Yankees at 38-25 on the season. Angels 1 over 500 at 35-34. Angels win again. The final score there was, as we said, 7-5 yesterday in Major League Baseball. That's a look at the bigs as far as yesterday's standings heading into today's action. American League East, Yankees with a 2-game lead over the Boston Red Sox. In the American League Central, Minnesota 2 better than Cleveland. Detroit 4 games back along with Kansas City. American League West, Houston running away with it. The best record in baseball. They're 11 games better than the second place Los Angeles Angels. In the National League, Washington with an 8.5 game lead over the Mets. In the Central, Milwaukee of all people with a 2-game lead over the Cubs. Cardinals 3.5 back. Pittsburgh 4.5 back. Reds in the cellar, going nowhere fast. They've lost 6 in a row and 6 out of the last 10. Reds 29-36, 5 out, and why they keep Brian Price the manager, I have no idea. In the National League West, a tight race right now. The Dodgers in Colorado, a virtual tie for first place in the West. Arizona only a half game back in the National League West. And so with that, here's the schedule for today. First off, in the National League one-day affair, you got the Dodgers in Cleveland in that particular getaway game. The Dodgers, before moving down to Cincinnati, wrapping things up in Cleveland, 12-10 first pitch. Tonight under the lights, Boston opens up the series in Philadelphia. Washington and New York to battle the Mets. Milwaukee wraps up their series with the Cardinals in St. Louis tonight. and San Francisco will be at Colorado. In the American League 3-day games, Dodgers at Cleveland, as we mentioned, Seattle at Minnesota. Baltimore wraps up their series in Chicago against the White Sox at a 2:10 first pitch this afternoon. Tonight, again, Boston at Philadelphia. Tampa Bay will be in Detroit. Justin Verlander on the mound for the Tigers tonight. Yankees will be in Oakland, and Kansas City against Nolasco and the Angels in Los Angeles. So that is your schedule for today in Major League Baseball. And again, 3-day games in the American League: Dodgers at Cleveland, Seattle at Minnesota, Baltimore at Chicago, and that's your day game affairs again happening, as we said, in Major League Baseball. Now, before we go to the break, we got Andy waiting in the wings. We've also got coming up Clay Milliken at the bottom of the hour. But again, want to tell you about some local folks that are drafted in the Major League Baseball draft. Dobbins Minute shortstop Hunter Wolf, picked by the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 12th round. Science Hill's Reed Hayes, who's now at Vanderbilt, picked up by the Baltimore Orioles, pick number 398. Pittsburgh Pirates went to Walter State in the 16th round and picked up former Sullivan East Patriot Hunter Stratton. So those guys have been picked up in the amateur draft. Also, the East Tennessee State Buccaneer catcher, we had him on the show earlier in the season, Hagan Owenby, drafted by the Atlanta Braves in the 12th round. So, again, Reed Hayes taken by the Baltimore Orioles in the 13th round. Owenby, by the way, started every game this year for the Bucks, 59 games at catcher. Hit .346, 12 doubles, a triple, 13 home runs, 54 runs scored, and 51 RBI. So Hagan Owenby drafted by the Atlanta Braves. Also, Reed Hayes, what was his numbers? A Walter State transfer, two-way player in his lone season at Vanderbilt. Projected to be a pitcher in the pros. Reed Hayes, 276 at the plate, 36 RBIs, 30 runs scored on the mound. The right-hander from Johnson City, Reed Hayes, 21 relief pitching appearances, a 5.75 ERA, and a team-high 7 saves. And so, again, he was drafted, and, well, he should be, young man out of Johnson City. As you can see, there's been a lot of great products come out of the Science Hill baseball program. Daniel Norris pitching tomorrow night for the Detroit Tigers, being one of those. And again, the other young man, Reed Hayes, among those being drafted and has been drafted by the Baltimore Orioles in the 13th round of the Major League Draft. That's a look at baseball. We'll take a quick break, come right back. He's in the house. He's our buddy Andy Dietrich, co-owner of Champion Chevrolet. He joins us next year on the Tom Lewis Sports Show, live from Champion Chevrolet.
At American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles, you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import and Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400, your one-and-done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
Live again at Champion Chevrolet. Look at brand spanking new, hot off the press. We showed you the pink grapefruit. Here's the sugar-free orange. I'll be on that puppy here in a minute, like a duck on a June bug. Crest is in here. He's almost automatic, Andy Dietrich. This guy gets him behind the car and just wins. Won what, twice last weekend? One big one.
He's a true champion.
He is a true champion.
Yeah.
Champion Chevrolet. Hit that bell.
That's why
good.
He's here.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't hit that like a ninny. Don't go like that. Pound. Oh, wait a minute. That's what.
But you want it to ring afterwards, though. For
like that. Give a little pound. Give me a little smoke. Okay.
It's broken now.
We're off to office, Max, after the show. There goes the expense. Okay. It was going to work.
My bill just went up.
Hey, he's in the house for a few minutes. We are going to be joined by Chris Van Dyke. Also, we're going to be joined by Clay Milliken, NHRA driver. Again, the Top Fuel dragster. He's going to join us by phone from Bristol. It is Thunder Valley Nationals. Thanks for all the response. Had 11 states, folks calling in and trying to register to win those tickets. Gave away $800 worth of tickets. We appreciate that very, very much. And had folks from West Virginia won, from Kentucky won, from Western North Carolina won, so plus the Tri-Cities. We're here with my man, co-owner Andy Dietrich.
Where?
So he is in the house. He's here. You've got all kinds of good stuff going on in the month of June. It's been hopping, a lot of traffic on the lot.
It's been crazy since we opened the door this morning.
I know,
so,
it has.
But we've had a good month. It's been good and steady every day. We've got deals on trucks. Sometimes we run out of deals. They give us X amount of rebates to put on trucks, and when you're out of them, you can't sell anymore at the $10,000 off or $9,000 off. But the new deal they got this month, it runs all month long, so I can sell everything at $11,000 off. That's a crew cab, LT, or double cab LT Silverado's 2017 model. So $11,000 off all month. And I looked the other day, I have 700 new vehicles sitting here on the ground. 700
new vehicles.
And 150 used.
That would be 850 all day long. 700 new and 150 used.
Yes.
That you want to get a home for.
Yes, like I said before, I'm not in love with any of them. Need to find homes for all of them. Some of the other deals I've got going on, I've got 15% off all heavy-duty trucks that have gas engines in them. I've got 20% off 2017 Equinox and Traverse on LT models only. And I was just figuring when a minute ago on a Traverse with 20% off, like it's $8,300 off a new 17 Traverse, and we've never had that much money on them before.
$8,300 off?
$8,300 off a new 17 LT Traverse.
That's awesome.
So it's 20% off straight off the MSRP. That's all rebates and discounts to equal 20%. Still got 13% off Stingrays, Corvette Stingrays. That does not include the Grand Sport or Z06 model. I still have 0% for 60 months on the Chevrolet Electric Volt. And I also have 0% for 60 months on the new 2017 Impala, and you give up $500 of the rebate to get the 0 for 60. So lots of free money to be borrowed, no pay interest on it. Big discounts, $11,000 off on double and crew cab LT All-Star Silverado trucks. It's a buyer's market. It continues to be, and we're not going to run out of rebates this month, which is nice on the trucks.
There's a reason why they're the #1 Chevy dealer in the state. Over 50 dealerships from Memphis to Mountain City. Your Numerio Uno. 700 new vehicles on the lot, 150 used, so there's plenty of options and choices. This puppy right here, tell me about this puppy. I'll swing the camera around.
That is a 2017 Chevrolet Grand Sport. It's not a Stingray, but it's a Grand Sport. And they started making these, they look almost identical to the Z06, which is a lot more money, but you can buy one that looks like a Z06, but it has the 450 horsepower motor in it, and it looks like it's flying just sitting there.
Ready to take wing.
It's a sexy car. It's, you know, when they first came out with this new body style, it sort of has a mix of, you know, the Corvette and a mix of a Ferrari and a couple other high-end models, but it's half the price of a Ferrari.
So I'm going down the road in this thing, hair flying, cranked up Leonard.
You would have a lot of hair flying.
Rolling.
Yeah,
rolling
you have a lot of hair to fly.
Oh, yeah. Rolling down the highway, listen to a little Skinner. Listen to that thing. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you can take the top off of it.
Chicken going down the road. That's old Tom and Andy
rolling.
Yeah.
Take the top off of it.
Yeah.
Going to the drag races.
There you go. Going to the Thunder Valley Nationals. That's awesome.
The voice of Bristol Motor Speedway.
Thank you. I love that. You want to come back in a few minutes?
I'm here all day for you.
All day long, because we're going to talk about this Sonic coming up in a few minutes that you're going to be giving away July 4th. A 2017 Sonic LS. Retail price over $17,000. Somebody's going to win July 4th.
And I got in trouble the other day with you. I think I maybe didn't include you in the lunch we were having. So I wanted to drop a little hint. Around noon today, during one of your breaks, there's a special bank that's coming in that's doing Barbaritos for us back here. So
there's lunch.
So hint. Maybe extend your break a little bit. Around the noon hour.
What I'll do is I'll let Chris and his lovely
or
bride,
fix your plate and you can come up here and eat on air.
No, I'll let them do the show. And
that's good. They could do it.
This guy can do anything.
They may take your show from you.
Could be. They're up here talking. I'm back eating what? What is it?
Barbaritos.
Well, that's not Italian. That's Mexican, right?
Yeah, that's Mexican.
Yeah. Mamma mia. Right.
No, this is rice and chicken.
Rice and chicken.
Steak.
Beans
salsa and chicken, cheese dip.
Beans and carrots, Jen Nate. It's for us. So, all right. Come back a little while?
Maybe.
You're the man. We'll take a quick break. We're going to talk to my man live at NHRA Plus. The guy just keeps on winning. We're going to start calling him Automatic. Chris Van Dyke's in here along with his lovely bride, talking about this brand new drink. I just took a sip off this brand new sugar-free orange. It's a winner. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. We're live at Champion Chevrolet Show number 539 of the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but heat and everything. It's a lot more computer controlled than it used to be. It used to be just a little button on the dash that you pushed. Now there's all kinds of electronics involved in that. Braking systems used to be fairly simple. Now some of the newer vehicles you have to have a computer to actually operate the braking system to make sure that it's okay after you've worked on it. Computer controlled of the engine is becoming very important. There's a lot to that. Each one of these areas, the technology is just tripled and quadrupled in the last few years. It's hard to keep up. You really need to stay in the books and know what's going on with them.
American Import Auto Repair, Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. Blue Lizard Australian Sunscreen originated in Australia, where sunscreen standards are the strictest in the world. Although our products are now manufactured here in the U.S., we continue to adhere to the most stringent Australian standards to offer the best in broad-spectrum sun protection. Blue Lizard, the brand most recommended by pediatricians and dermatologists. Our smart bottle turns blue in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. You bring the sun, Blue Lizard brings the magic.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Hi, I'm Rob Cole with Bays Mountain Park. There's something for everyone at Bays Mountain Park. Whether you're an outdoor enthusiast or simply looking to get away and relax, Bays Mountain Park in Kingsport, Tennessee is the perfect destination. For only $4 per vehicle, enjoy 3,500 acres of breathtaking scenery, featuring 40 miles of hiking trails, wildlife habitats, one of the Southeast's premier planetariums, and much, much more. For more information, please visit www.baysmountain.com or call us at 423-229-9447. Bays Mountain Park, one of the Tri-City's best places for learning, leisure, and recreation.
Back live with the Tom Tooley Sports Show. We are on the phone live with the NHRA driver Clay Millican. Clay, good morning, sir. How are you?
Man, I tell you what, it is a wonderful morning here in Bristol, Tennessee. I am at the racetrack watching this Parts Plus Great Clips team get this race car ready to go out there and stomp on that loud pedal tomorrow afternoon.
There you go, stomp on that loud pedal. A native of Drummonds, Tennessee, up near Memphis. This is your home track, so this means a lot for you and all your travels to come back and race in Bristol this weekend. Tell me about it.
Oh, you better believe it is. I've been coming to this racetrack since I was a youngster, and that was a long time ago. And they say man can't move mountains, but I tell you, those of you that have been here before Bruton Smith changed this place knows that Bruton can move mountains. This place is beautiful. It's one of the nicest facilities in the entire United States. It is awesome. Awesome. I love racing here. It is Thunder Valley for a reason, because when you step on the gas of that 11,000 horsepower top fuel car, it absolutely is a thunder happening, and it is all happening right here this weekend. One of my favorite races we go to all year long. I love racing in Tennessee.
Of course, he's a Tennessee native, and tell me how Clay Millican got started, going from a young lad to now driving NHRA. Tell me how it got started for you.
Well, I mean, very much like a lot of people that are in racing, my daddy raced, and, it was just something that was in me. We went to everything from NASCAR racing to tractor pulls, sprint car racing. I mean, you name it. If it had a motor on it, me and Daddy went to it, and man, the first time I ever saw a Top Fuel dragster, I'm like, that is what I want to do. I mean, I love NASCAR. I got a son named Cale, and that tells you that, I definitely love the NASCAR thing. But there was just something about the fastest accelerating vehicles on the planet. I'm like, that's me. That's what I want to do. And, it was pure luck, right place, right time, whatever it is you want to call it, because I really don't believe in luck. But I met a young man named Peter Lehman who had never even been to a drag race, and he and I become great friends. And next thing you know, he decided to buy himself a Top Fuel team and let me hop behind the wheel. And my dream was always just to drive one of these things. I never, ever considered, doing this full-time for a living. Obviously, that's what I wanted to do, but my goal was always just to drive one. And we are now 19 years into being a professional race car driver. This is how I feed my family, and this is what I do, and I absolutely love everything there is about it. I mean, there's lots of travel, lots of time on the road, but, man, there's just nothing like it. When you put that helmet on and go out there and stomp on that loud pedal, it is the ultimate roller coaster ride.
There you go, and the fans going to be treated to a great, great weekend. Of course, we gave away, 10 pairs of tickets, and we had folks in from Pikeville, Kentucky, West Virginia, Western North Carolina, the one, plus here in the Tri-Cities, going to get treated to some great racing starting, of course, tomorrow night, again at Thunder Valley with the Thunder Valley Nationals. Tell me so far, 2017, how's it going so far for Clay Millican?
You know, it's not been bad at all. We've had a couple number one qualifying spots, and we're currently in the top 10 in points, and that is the goal right now. You know, maintain a spot in the top 10. Once we get past the U.S. Nationals later in the year, make a hard run at that championship during the countdown. You know, they reset the points after the U.S. Nationals, and our goal is to be in that top 10 and then really go out there and get after this thing, turn a bunch of win lights on, make a run at that Mellow Yellow championship. And, I mean, we're really having a great season. I mean, the parts breakage has been really low, and the car's been really quick. We went a couple rounds just this past weekend over in Englishtown. We lost to the eventual winner, Steve Torts, who's been on a tear lately. But this is my home race. You know, it's in Tennessee. We are so ready to go out there and turn on full win lights on Sunday in front of this Tennessee crowd.
Last question before I let you go. Again, we're talking to Clay Millican. He's live with us, obviously on the phone, as you see, NHRA driver. And so tell me what you think about NHRA right now. Is it a healthy, graded out A, B, C, or D? Where do you think NHRA is right now as far as a sport?
Well, I can tell you this, and this is not coming just from me as an opinion, but NHRA is currently the fastest growing motorsports in the United States. The television package with Fox Sports 1 this past weekend at Englishtown was the most watched drag race ever, and we had a sold-out crowd in Englishtown. I would hope that we do the same thing here. We've had sold-out crowds all over the country so far this year. The sport is healthy. It's growing. It is definitely the place to be. I mean, and the coolest thing about NHRA drag racing is when you buy a ticket, you can come right here and watch the teams rebuild these cars after every run. You can see the drivers. You don't have to have a hot pass. You don't have to have no special anything. You buy a ticket, you're in. And that's what separates drag racing from everything else. It is the most fan-accessible motorsport in the world. Drag racing is healthy.
There you go. Well put, my friend. Hey, great interview. I know you're busy. Thank you for your time. Good luck this weekend in Bristol. And as a Tennessee boy, hope you win it all this weekend, all right?
Thank you very much. I tell you what, y'all come out, hang out with us. Parts Plus Great Clips. It's going to be great in Tennessee, baby.
All right. Clay Millican, thank you, my friend. Have a great day again with us, and great job again. And he was very opinionated about the sport and how things are going, and I think he's spot on. I think it's very, very healthy. And let's talk about something healthy. This drink that this young lady brought to me, and of course, we have on the screen. There she is. Hello, tell everybody who you are.
Hello, I'm Erin. I'm with Grip Energy Drinks.
You're married to that rascal behind us, so we're getting ready to talk to him in just a minute. We talked about the Beauty and the Beast, so she obviously would be the Beauty, and the old Beast is coming up here in a few minutes. But, hey, you brought this new, the sugar-free is out, the sugar-free orange. And see, I do terrible at this. I say every time I'll be a rotten weatherman. Sugar-free Grip, pink grapefruit, and this one I'm sipping on, so I won't spill this one. It's called the Ultra Orange. Look at that, sugar-free. And so tell me about it. It's hot off the press, and you were telling me before we went on the air that it's going great guns. It's at all food cities, and so this thing's hopping. Hot weather is a good time to be drinking Grip, right?
That's absolutely right. We will be putting it all in starting Monday in our Food City stores, so you'll be able to go by and get your own energy drink. We also will be set up sampling next week on Tuesday at Big Stone Gap Food City. Wednesday we will be at the Wise Food City. Thursday we will be at St. Paul Food City, and then Friday we'll be at Coburn Food City, and then Saturday morning we'll also be at Coburn Food City. They're having the Food City race night over at Lonesome Pine next weekend, so we're gearing up for that, and we'll be out doing a lot of sampling, giving away free drinks. If you go in and buy 2, you'll get a free one outside, and they're on point. They are so good. The sugar-frees only have 5 calories in them, 2 grams of carbs, so if you like sugar-free drinks, this is the one for you. I definitely love the orange. It's
absolutely. So
great.
Say it again. The sugar-free has 5 grams. Say it again.
5 calories, and it has 2 grams of carbs in them.
Awesome. I'm writing this down because I'm learning as we go here on the product. 5 calories in sugar-free, at only 2 grams of carbs, and again, it's full of vitamin B and biotin and niacin. It's, as Al said when he was in here a couple of weeks ago, it's vegan friendly, so it's all natural ingredients, available not just at Food Cities, but since Food City is one of our main sponsors, that's who we're pushing, so they are available at Food City. And of course, on the table is lemon lime. You see there in front of the sign, lemon lime, sugar-free pink grapefruit, lemon lime, pineapple, the ultra orange, white grape, and pink grapefruit all the way across the board. Root beer's missing. That's one of my favorites.
Yes, I got to get you some and bring them to you.
Yeah, the little people, I mean, they chug it like water. We have another root beer. It's like, where'd the last 4 go? So they love it, and it's good for kids. And so if you've got a little person, in fact, they went to basketball camp a couple of weeks ago. Guess what? Instead of taking a water bottle, they took a Grenade, which is now Grip, but they took an energy drink with them. So it is good, moms and dads, for the little people. And so Aaron's here with us. So when you say going out and sample, you actually are pouring samples. You give away bottles. How does that work?
We pour the samples and let them have a sip of it and taste it and see what they think about it, and then we do the promotional where they can go in and get them. The more they buy, the more they get for free.
Yeah, so can't beat that. The more you buy, the more you get. So it is Grip energy drink, the vitamin infused energy drink, and of course I'm here in Piney Flats, and so on Chris's car, of course, is the Grip label and the Food City label, so they're a great sponsor. And which one of these in your samples, which one tends to be the most popular?
Well, last time it used to be the white grape before we ran out, and then after the white grape, everybody was really loving the pineapple and the pink grapefruit. And the lemon lime's good too. They're all good. It just really depends on what your taste is and what you acquire, really. But they're all good. And the white grape, it tastes just like you're pulling a grape off of a vine. Mm-hmm. They're so good.
It is good. Now, what does Automatic like back here? What's he drink? That's his new nickname, Automatic.
Well, when we didn't have any more white grape left, he switched to pineapple. But I believe he's back to white grape.
He's got white grape.
Yeah.
So, and that's a good sign. Before we ran out, what's that do? That means how popular white grape is, because they had to go back into production. And so you're in the process, you and Al and the staff are in the process of converting everything over from Grenade. We made a name switch to Grip, and so you're doing that transition next week, right?
Yes.
So you're going to be a busy lady.
Very busy. We've been at the warehouse overcapping since last Wednesday and getting them all ready, and we got enough to do for now, and then we'll be back in the warehouse getting more done.
So when I call Al and say, he just says can't, I understand. I don't get a chance to say, you want to come by, that he just says I can't. I understand why, because this is a huge undertaking. You've got Grip in all the Food City stores?
Yes, sir. We're all in all of the Tri-Cities. The only ones that we're not in right now is Chattanooga. We're down there, but we're
not in there yet totally. So you're in at least 80 or 90 stores.
All over Virginia, Kentucky.
Yep, and of course here in Northeast Tennessee, so they're a little busy, but they're making the transition, and with the hot weather like it is, they're flying off the shelves too, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a good thing, because it's a great drink. And sugar-free orange, sugar-free pink grapefruit, only 5 calories and only 2 grams of carbs, sugar-free, and I would think for folks that are wanting to, not that the other ones are fattening, but if they want to watch their weight or watch whatever, the sugar-free is the way to go, right?
Absolutely.
So, good stuff. Aaron is in the house, so you want to, is it okay to call you the Beauty and the Beast?
Absolutely.
Beauty and Automatic? So
Beauty and Automatic, that may be better for him.
He's awesome. He's a heck of a driver, so we're going to let you jump in there and let him jump out, or you jump out, let him jump in. So
sounds good.
Thank you, dear, for stopping by. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yep, good job. She is awesome. There it is on the old logo Grip energy drink. You can't go wrong with it. And so we go from the lady who markets the drink to the man who drives the race car. Look at him. There he is with his Grip t-shirt on. Good afternoon. Is it afternoon yet? Is it still morning? Morning, sir. How are you?
Pretty good. How about you, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. I
It's good to be
appreciate
back.
you. It is good to be back. You're not in here enough. I love talking to this guy. I told him, I sent him a text last time he was on. I do this, and I've done it for a long, long time. This guy, as far as a driver, is as good as anybody I interview, and that includes the NASCAR, the big boys, as they say. Clay Milliken just did a great job with the NHRA yesterday. Tommy Johnson did a great job, but this guy, he gets it, and so I want to say I know him now, because at some point I will be shocked if he's not up, moving up the ladder, and that's the goal, right? That's where you want to go.
That's always the outlook. Sure. You know, you always got to look at make yourself better and doing better. So
how do I get one of them hats? I like that KVR number 15.
I think she can make this thing happen. You know,
Mama can make it happen.
Yeah, we've
I
got
like
a few of
that
them
hat.
coming in. I think we may have a few still left over.
I like the hat.
Give me your size, and we'll hook you up.
Hey, I'm country. I'll cut it with scissors. I'll make it fit. I'm a redneck. I'll make it work. So, Chris Van Dyke here with us again. So, Chris, what's coming up next? You guys racing this weekend at Kingsport?
Yeah, if the weather don't beat us again, I think we're going to be back down there tomorrow, and going to be pretty good racing. You know, it's going to be been off for about a week, so I'm sure everybody's kind of pumped and ready to get back to the track and make some laps and, you know, see who can pull out another W this time. Testing today, if the weather holds out this evening, we're going to try to go down and do a little bit of testing, so see how everything kind of flows out.
You were off last week, but you won. Tell me where you won.
Yeah, we were off down here, and so, you know, we're just, my guys want to race, we want to race, we want to try to go win somewhere, so we went down to Hickory Motor Speedway, and that's a tough little track, and, you know, been there one time in Mod 4 17 years ago, and decided to go back, and the first time I seen it in a late model, and it was a lot of fun, great experience, and we changed probably every single bolt in the car, spring, shocks, everything, and had a couple hours of practice on Friday and then early practice on Saturday, and ended up qualifying 6th. Started the first race, lost a little bit of track position, kind of rode there. In the second race we started 4th, and we took the lead with 5 laps to go.
Brought it home.
Yeah, brought it back home.
Saw the picture on Facebook. You were grinning like a fox in the hen house, which you should have been. That was good. A big win, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a big win. It's a 21 car field down there, and I'm telling you, you know, go to a lot of racetracks. I ran a lot of races, and, you know, you have a lot of traffic on the track every now and then. You know, I mean, just some people have troubles and stuff, but this was 21 cars to win. I mean, we never passed or lapped one car. I mean, it was just insane. I mean, it was just everybody, right? It was like going to Martinsville. I mean, it was just everybody was stiff competition.
No clunkers.
No, man, it was, you know, and it's just, I don't know. It's just down there, I mean, guys has all worked on their stuff or something, and, you know, like I said, it's my first experience down there. I'm not sure, I'm not a, you know, regular, but, you know, my first trip down there, it was very competitive, and everybody was on top of their game.
You beat a guy a couple of weeks ago that went in and got a chance to race on the Xfinity Series, Chad Fincham out of Knoxville. So, you know, I keep thinking if Chad Fincham can do it, then Chris can do it too at some point. And if you're a driver, I mean, if you're an owner out there, if you're watching, and we do have folks in Charlotte watch this show, I know that. But this guy, he can drive it. Obviously, he's great in front of the camera. He's got the looks, the whole package. So if you're looking for a guy that can do you a good job, and this will be someone you should consider because he can drive a car. And ring the bell. There you go. Mama's back going, yes, he's my guy, yes. So there you go. So tomorrow night, points at Kingsport Speedway. You on top of the leaderboard right now?
Yeah, we're on top right now. You know, it's just it's early in the season to start, you know, really worrying about it. You know, it's just I used to get wrapped up in that stuff, and anymore, you know, just kind of let it fall where it falls. And, you know, this national points that came out this past couple weeks, and out of the nation, we're ranked 3rd right now of the nation. And but, you know, just trying to, it's a number. You know, I really, it's exciting. It's good to fall in that position, and you know, it's very prestigious and everything. But, you know, try to not get tied into it and try to get wrapped yourself up, and then you get stressed out, and, you know, you kind of freak out over every little thing. And right now, just need to focus on every race as its own and let the points fall where they fall. You know, we've got a good standings right now, good records. You know, just got to keep focused and keep everything maintenance on the car, and you know, keep everything in line and see how everything falls out toward around September.
When I do the show, my tech guy, I'll call him every night, talk to Jeremiah. He says, do the show. Don't worry about the numbers. Just do the show. The show's growing. Do the numbers. I mean, do the show. So with this gentleman, 3 words. She says, Mama says, drive the car.
Yeah.
And everything else will fall in place.
Yeah.
Drive the car.
You know, it's just every race is the same, and, you know, we've got a schedule of them a year, and we've got to set points for the year. And, you know, if you sit there and you try to win the championship before the year is over, you're going to probably lose it. And, you know, the best thing to do is focus on today, and tomorrow will work out.
Mama used to say a watch pot never boils.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
Just get in there and go. Yeah, or don't count your chickens before they hatch, or whatever old
Absolutely.
country saying you want to say. It works. We're talking again to my man Chris here. You're going to be practicing. You're going to not practice. Yeah, you're going to go practice something this afternoon.
We're going to attempt it. Weather, looking pretty decent out there right now. Everything kind of get everything done at the shop and get the car loaded and get it down there to the track. We may try and make some laps, but if not, we've got tomorrow. We'll be down there early in the morning and get prepared and get on the track then. So really you want to make sure everything is correct and ready for action tomorrow night.
Hold that thought. I'm going to ask him a few more questions. We're live here at Champion Chevrolet. I got to plug as I'm supposed to plug, and I do. Pantene Beautiful Lengths. Again, growing the hair. The reason I'm doing it, when it gets to the appropriate length, which is coming up pretty soon, they're going to cut it, and we're going to send it off. And what we do, they're going to make a wig. They'll help make a wig for ladies going through cancer, either chemo or radiation. So it is real hair wigs to all women who've lost their hair due to cancer treatment. So I lost a mama and a daddy both to cancer, so it's my way to kind of give them back. So you can check it out on the website, PanteneBeautifulLengths.com. Again, when it gets to the appropriate length, here's what I've learned. At my age, it don't grow very fast. This has been a long time coming, but surely to goodness that we get to that point and we'll start over again. But again, free real hair wigs to all women who've lost their hair due to cancer treatment. So check it out if you'd like to do it yourself. I know a lot of people, once I've told us, yeah, I did that once, or I've done this or done it. I've grown my hair and had it cut off. So Pantene, which is the hair product company, PanteneBeautifulLengths.com. So when you get
That's
ready
real nice.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, that's the least I can do since I lost 2 to cancer. It's my way of giving back. So so here's my question. You get ready to race tomorrow night. You're jacked up and ready to go. Rain comes, rains you out. I mean, you get on one of those momentum. So you guys, I know I was talking to Bill Patrick yesterday. You've had a lot of rain outs. So does that kill your momentum when you get jacked up, cars ready to roll? You get over, and of course you can't control the weather. But does that what's the word? Does that give you the willies? That bug you when you hit that switch and you're psychologically you want to go, you can't?
I'm ready to race as soon as this week is over. I'm ready to go next weekend. I mean, it don't matter. It don't wherever whatever racetrack we're going to, we're ready to go. But we got to look at the weather and kind of prepare for what kind of event we're going to be looking at. And there's a lot of factors that factor in how you set your stuff up at the shop. And I'm prepared right now to go back to Hickory if I have to. If it rains Friday night, we don't get the race, we're going to try to race somewhere. Or if we get the race tomorrow night, and the weather looks good Saturday, we're going to go back to Hickory. And if it don't rain there, and if it rains there, we're going to maybe go to Motor Mile. So I mean, we've got to at least attempt to race. And my guys, we're all prepared. And when we go to the racetrack on Friday, we've done got our duffel bags packed in the truck and ready to roll out. Just have to change the setup over the track and up all night, drive it to the next track, and up all night again, racing.
Behind every good man is a great lady, so give props to Mama back there, and also your crew. You got a crew that, who was telling me some of your crew also drives, and so when they get done driving, they come over and help you out in the pits.
Yeah, a couple of my guys. Jay Swiker, he drives. Jeremy Drone, he drives, and they got the cars that they take care of throughout the week, and plus work on down there and help me as well. My guys are overachievers. They're the type of guys that want to get it done and do it right, and they do it my way, and their way is my way, and it's I don't have to convince them that way. It's just the way they were. I mean, that's why we all jive together, and we're brothers, and we always will be, more like family than friends.
Well, and that's the name of the game. And also selfishly plug your sponsors in the car. Of course, obviously Grip Energy Drink and Food City. Who else?
Yeah, we got Grip and Energy. We got Food City down here. The guys are nice. We're blessed to be working with them. It's just going to be a great year. We've got my Italian Village guys down here in Kingsport, Enzo and them. Awesome people down there. Just pay them a visit. They've got some great food. JJ Sports Bar and Restaurant up here in Abingdon. Some of the best specials you ever eat in your life. Awesome steaks. We've got Modern Chevrolet. I know it's kind of against here at the Champion, but yes, they're over in Honeacre, real nice people, and they take care of us. And we've got Burger King over in Lebanon area, all them areas. Service Fuel, my parents, they take care of us as well. Just bunch of good people to work with, and just everybody kind of chips in and keeps everything floating and keeps us motivated.
Points leader Chris Van Dyke will be racing tomorrow night at Kingsport Speedway. And again, let's see, one more time, sampling Grip Energy Drink. What stores?
Big Stone Gap on Tuesday.
Big Stone
Big
Gap
Stone.
on Tuesday.
Wise Wednesday.
I guess I'll be writing these down. So, Big Stone Tuesday. Wise Wednesday.
St. Paul Thursday.
St. Paul Thursday.
Coburn Friday and Saturday.
Coburn Friday and Saturday of next week. So there you go. Noon to 6. She's a marketing machine. She's got it.
She's right on top of it.
On it like a duck on a June bug. You got it. Hey, man, appreciate it.
Hey, I need to plug a couple more people.
Go ahead.
That's they kind of get left out sometimes, but when we talk about our sponsors, we talk about people that writes you a check and helps you out there, and you kind of work with them and take care of them as well. But we also have those that don't write you a check, but when you have a calling upon, they're there to help you out and make it happen. My chassis builder, Torp Chassis up there, Craig Oliver, and them, they're in Richmond, Virginia, and they're 8 hours away, but they're like they're next door when you need them. And if I have a problem, he's on top of it. Don't matter if it's Sunday or birthday or if it's whatever. He's there in the shop with us and hands on the car, getting it done. And PJ Bryant with Bryant Shock Technology down here in Concord area around Charlotte took care of me this past weekend down at Hickory on my shocks, bump stops, and a lot of guys that helped me out there that loan me stuff this past weekend. Go to Hickory, Dave Roop, and then with Hayden and them over here at another race team in the local area. Appreciate all them guys that just chipped in and made us happen this week.
There you go. And also the marketing machine back here. Every time they come on the show, this thing blows up because she likes it and shares it or whatever she does. I don't even ask. Just something happens. I get all these people that have watched the show and watched this guy talk, and understandably so, and her. So Grip Energy Drink, I know you got to get over and test, and hopefully the rain will hold off, and looks pretty good right now. Get over and turn some laps and get ready for the concrete jungle.
All righty, man. We'll take care of it.
This guy's awesome. Hit that bell one more time, would you? Chris Van Dyke, he's a bad mamma jamma. Quick break, we'll be right back. We're live at Champion Chevrolet on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At takeoff, an NHRA top fuel dragster braves the same intense G-forces as an astronaut leaving Cape Canaveral. For power that's out of this world, don't miss the NHRA Thunder Valley Nationals at Bristol Dragway. Tickets start at just $30 and every ticket is a pit pass. Witness the raw power of 10,000 horses June 16th through the 18th. Visit ThunderValleyTix.com or call 423-BRISTOL.
It's raining savings at Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City. We have a massive selection of over 700 new Chevrolets to choose from, with 400 of them Silverados. Silverado Crew and Double Cab LTs, $11,000 off MSRP, 20% off 17 Equinox and Traverse LT, 15% off Silverado HD gas engine. Don't miss out on the best savings of the year to purchase a new Chevy. Saturday parts and service hours and shopping online 24/7. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where we leave you asking, how do they do that?
At American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, one of the 8 areas of your vehicle that takes constant continuing education is the air conditioner on your vehicle.
Well, you would think that AC would be a simple one, but it's getting to be a lot bigger than just AC. It's the management of the system, not just AC, but
just Saturday only in softball, because a lot of teams just want to play one-day tournaments. But Missy runs this showcase. It's a 5-game guarantee, so they start tomorrow afternoon around 2:30 and play till Sunday night. And you've got girls ages 14, 16s, and 18s, college coaches coming in, taking a look at these players, starting to do some recruiting for next season.
So showcase is literally a showcase. They get a chance to showcase their talents and let coaches take a look at them and evaluate them and possibly end up getting a scholarship.
Especially in this area with as many college teams as we got in this area, because some people just think, well, you just have ETSU. Well, no, you've got ETSU, Milligan, King, VI, Tusculum, Waller State. I mean, there's so many programs. Then you go over to North Carolina, Emory and Henry, Montreat. So a lot of those, this is a good location and a good spot for those college teams to come in and take a look at players. And you say 14U, well, most of those 14U players are actually 15. They're rising sophomores in high school. They've probably already pitched, especially if they're on a Class A level. If they're a really good pitcher and they're playing Class A ball, they're probably starting as a freshman. And then you've got 16s, 18s, and your 18s are probably maybe seniors held back a year, or even players who haven't signed yet with a college that's maybe still, trying to decide what school am I going to go to. Well, it's getting that time of the year where you've got to make that decision, and a lot of times you get that player at the last minute that comes into your program. So this is a good opportunity for those young ladies to showcase themselves for these coaches.
John to our buddy Carmichael, we see on the screen the Johnson City Parks and Rec, and tonight in concert, Shades of Refinement from 7 to 9 o'clock at Wing Deer Lakeside Concert Series, right up the street from where we are here at Champion Chevrolet. Free concert. And so this week's group, Shades of Refinement, free at the Wing Deer Lakefront Festival Plaza, Goulding Amphitheater. And so can't go wrong with that. A free night, a little music, get you a bucket of chicken, or stop by Chick-fil-A, or stop by Food City, get you some chicken, or get whatever, and get up there and enjoy a night of good music.
And they do a little bit of everything. They do a little bit of jazz, a little bit of blues, a little bit of R&B, a little bit of I'm thinking Ricky Nelson. Gosh, I've went brain dead on me. It's much rockabilly. A little bit of rockabilly, and a little bit of everything. And then tomorrow night at the Memorial Park Community Center for the senior, they have a lot of Friday night senior dances down there. The Eddie Skelton Band, they're more of a beach music type band, shag and dancing band. So they're tomorrow night from 7 to 10 at the Memorial Park Community Center for the senior dance. It's only $5 to go for that. And then the last thing that we're going to, and this is what we've talked about a little bit already, July 15th, Saturday in the Park. Get your play on. That is the National NRPA's theme this year is Get Your Play On for all the Parks and Recreation Associations across the country. So we are coming up with a Saturday in the Park at the Memorial Park Community Center. There's going to be games, different activities going on all afternoon. There's going to be a nature hike at Jacobs Creek later that evening, and then we'll have a movie around 9 o'clock that night. But I'll have more details on that probably next Thursday.
There you go. Coming up again, Johnson City Parks and Rec. We're talking to Carmichael. So since last week, we've wrapped up the NBA Finals. Golden State, your team. Oh, yeah, he's excited. Your team does it, and obviously did it very, very well with authority to eliminate the defending world champions. And, of course, on the ice, the Penguins had their parade yesterday. It said an estimated 650,000 people are in the streets of Pittsburgh to enjoy the defending Stanley Cup champs going back-to-back for the first time in a long time. So those two sports are kind of wrapped up. So now it's really kind of calm before the storm. It's kind of a lull, if you will. You got college football right around the corner. Of course, you still got Major League Baseball going strong, and NASCAR. And of course, this weekend, Thunder Valley Nationals, the Drags, and we had Clay Milliken on earlier. One of the drivers are in town for the racing this weekend. So let's jump in and talk a little baseball. What's your poor Reds? They got beat. They got swept in L.A. They got swept in San Diego. Now they're flying back home to open up a series with the Dodgers.
They got swept again. And
how much longer, Brian Price? I mean, let me ask you this: is he the problem in Cincinnati? Is that what's wrong with the Reds?
No, he's not the solution, but he's not the major problem. I mean, you've got to have players, and their pitching staff is just. I mean, they were trying to bring all these young pitchers in. They've had some injuries. It's just pitching's just been for them has just been terrible. I mean, they've been getting guys out there trying to eat up innings to where they could get some of these young pitchers in. I mean, by all accounts, through their organization, they've got some good young arms, but it's like they're just still a little bit away from Major League. It may not be this year. Next year, I could see this team turn the corner. They've offensive players have played a little bit better. They just don't have the pitching, and they don't have a defined closer in the bullpen.
Homer Bailey's still on the shelf. That was one of the guys they were counting on. He's still not out there throwing yet. Maybe simulated on the side, but nothing as far as real live pitching to get him back into the fray. I was listening to Marty the other night. Marty Brenneman, the Hall of Fame radio voice of the Reds. Man, he was all over Bronson Arroyo, and of course he got shelled by the Padres. And as he and Jeff Brantley said on the broadcast, they said, this is a Dodgers one thing, but coming down the California coast to play the Padres, he said this is not a good Padre baseball team.
No.
And we can back that up statistically speaking, because the Padres are 27-40. They're 13 under 500, got swept. He said this is not a good baseball team, and he said, quite frankly, he's talking about the Reds, says we're not a good baseball team either, which is pretty pointed for the hometown radio guy, but he's telling the truth.
Marty will that's the one thing about Marty Brennaman, if you've listened to him over the years as I have, he never shies away from telling the truth.
He doesn't sugarcoat it.
He's not. You listen to those guys down in Atlanta on TV, and it's like they do sugarcoat it.
Sure.
And you listen to Marty, and he tells it like it is. And I mean, Bronson Arroyo is just after. He's like Bartolo Colon from Atlanta, or R.A. Dickey. They're just out there eating up innings till they can get some young pitching developed coming through their minor leagues. They don't want to throw a guy who's in maybe Double-A. Right now, baseball's you'd think Triple-A is the next really step to the major leagues, but really the best prospects are usually in Double-A. They like to get them in Double-A, maybe a little bit in Triple-A, but then come on to the major leagues. And that's where the Reds and Braves best young pitching is stashed at the current time.
Let's take a look at the pennant races for just a second, and we'll take a look at college football. Again, coming up the bottom of the hour, we'll have Kevin Harmon in talking UT football. Lots going on in K-Town with the football program and a new baseball coach, and we'll talk about that with Kevin coming up here in a few minutes. American League East, Yankees, 2 games better than Boston. Tampa Bay hanging around, their 5.5 back. Baltimore has lost 7 out of the last 10, so they're struggling a bit. They put Davis on the DL, the big slugger, the first baseman. They put him on DL for Baltimore. Yankees behind Judge and some young talent, 13 over 500. They're playing good ball.
They are a fun team to watch. I mean, they've got some good young hitters, and it's a different team. I mean, this is not, with just a few exceptions where they've had to pick up some players. Didi Gregorius they got was in the Chapman deal, came over from the Reds, played for the Reds and Arizona. But a lot of their guys are, especially those outfielders, are all homegrown young players, and it's different. They're getting some pitching this year. And the Yankees are a fun team, and I think they're going to be in there all the way.
That's in the East. In the Central, pretty tight race. In fact, one of the tightest in baseball right now. Minnesota, 4 over. Cleveland, 2 out. Detroit, 4 out. Kansas City, 4 out. Even the White Sox are hanging. They're only 6 back in the cellar, but pretty competitive right now in the Central. It's
competitive, but it's a dreadful. It's it's kind of like okay, well, it is a dreadful division. I mean, Minnesota should not. Chicago's an awful baseball team. They may be the worst team in the American League, and yet they're only 6 games out of first place.
In the West, as we've said all season long, with the best. There you go.
Yeah, because that was early before the season started.
He said it. And you're right. The best team in baseball right now, 45-22, the Houston Astros.
They mash it like They mash it like an old-time slow-pitch softball team. I mean, if you want to go, if you're want to go to a ballpark and watch a team hit the ball, Houston's the team probably in baseball to go see hit, because they've got some bats in the lineup.
Here's the thing too about Houston. On the road, they've played 31 games and won 23. They're 23-8 away from Houston. That's the sign of a good ball club. When you can win at home, good. You can win on the road, that's even better. And again, they're 23-8 on the road. In the National League, Washington, you're talking about a dreadful division.
Yeah, that's,
holy smokes!
It's
NL East.
Snow White and the Four Dwarfs. That's
Snow White and the Four Dwarfs.
I mean, those other 4 teams.
That was good, Carmichael.
You might, and really the real shame is in New York. That was a team you thought, but they've had so many injuries, especially in the pitching staff. Mm-hmm. I mean, they at one time looked like maybe going to have one of the best pitching staffs in all of baseball. Matt Harvey's had problems. DeGrom, the whole thing. They finally got Jason Matt's back here recently to pitch for him. They're just, I mean, and then you look at Atlanta and Philadelphia, and as bad as the Reds are, the Phillies, I mean, they're horrible, and there's really, they don't have a whole lot of talent coming down the pipeline.
NL Central, Milwaukee, of all teams, again, they are 3 over. They lead the Cubs by 2. Cardinals 3.5 out. Pittsburgh 4.5 out. And even the Reds, as bad as they are, they're only 5 out. So that division's not a world beater either.
No, well, the Cubs have so underperformed. I mean, they've just not really got going offensively this year. I mean, they've got all their big bats have had slow starts. And that's a team you got to think maybe at the trade deadline, okay, or are they going to make a move to pick up another pitcher? They need some more pitching. They've got such a good farm system that maybe they can trade a young player to pick up some pitching. That was like going earlier. Texas in the American League Central, or in the American League West. Texas has really underperformed. That was a team a lot of people thought Texas and Houston would battle for the Western Division. Texas has not even got on the rails yet this year.
We're going to talk to him in just a second about managers. He feels like he's on the hot seat. The last division, Dodgers and Colorado, pretty tight. There's a 3-team race right there. Dodgers and Colorado tied. Arizona half came out. It's a 3-horse race right now in the West. And the Dodgers 16 over, playing some pretty good baseball.
They are probably playing the best baseball in the National League, the Dodgers. And they've got the combination. They've got the offense. They're a well-rounded pitching team. Really, the biggest surprise in that division, besides Colorado hanging in there so far, almost to the halfway point, is San Francisco. How bad the Giants have been this year. And I know they've not had Madison Bumgarner for a lot of the season, but this is a really bad ball club. And you've got to wonder, if they stay this bad, do they maybe look at making some moves at the All-Star, at the trade deadline? They maybe look at trying to move some pieces around and start already planning for next season?
We're talking to our buddy Carmichael. We're live at Champion Chevrolet. Andy's going to come back through here in a few minutes, tell you how you can win a 2017 Sonic LS on the 4th of July celebration of Freedom Hall, and all the fireworks and all the pomp and circumstance. And he'll join us coming up in a little while. Somebody's going to win a brand new car, a 2017 Sonic from Champion Chevrolet on July 4th, which is not that far away, obviously. So we'll talk to Andy about that coming up in a little while. Also, Kevin Harmon stops by, talking about UT football and the update there. Managers on the hot seat right now, in your humble opinion, in Major League Baseball.
John Farrell and Boston, even though they're still winning, I mean, this is a team that's underperformed. Still the possibility there. Kansas City, Ned Yost, I'm just, that one does he survive? Kansas City at the break, are they, they're still in contention, but they're 30 and 34, in another 30 games. Are they going to make a decision to hold on to some pieces? They've got some free agents at the end of the season. Do they decide, well, we've got a chance to win this thing? Do we hold on to them, or do we make a move? And when you do that, you make a move with Ned Yost. In Oakland, that's a situation there that's not maybe make a change managerial there. And then, like I said, in Cincinnati, Brian Price. I mean, eventually, somewhere, he's been this quote pitching guru. Well, where is it?
Show me
somebody. Right. I mean, I don't think you can keep on going with the same thing. You're not making any. Doesn't seem like you're making any progress with that team. So he would be another one I would think maybe by July or August would possibly be on the hot seat.
What about your San Francisco manager? You're 15.
I think Bochy. I think his those world championships give him, those 3 world titles give him collateral. But it may be in his case, it's like, okay, do I want to keep doing this? If the direction of the team is we're not going to be a very good team this year, what are we going to be next year? Do I still want to keep doing this? But he's pretty much, with those 3 world titles, has bought his collateral for a few years.
We're live at Champion Chevrolet, the Bristol Motor Mile in Johnson City, the #1 Chevy dealer in the state. Over 50 dealerships from Mountain City to Memphis, and they are numero uno with good reason. 700 new vehicles on the lot right now, and 150 used, all saying, please come get me and take me home. And there's been a good traffic here already today. I know there's at least been, Andy, how many so far today? How many have you sold so far today? 4 already. And it's not even, just past lunchtime. So they've been hopping and moving it, and that's the name of the game. And he'll be back in a few minutes to talk about special on the Impala, also the Equinox, the Traverse, also the Crew and Double Cab LT All-Star trucks, All-Star Series trucks. And so all that's coming up. He'll join us here in a few minutes. And, of course, Kevin will be here next talking about UT football. College football, what are you hearing right now? What's out there? I know LSU is trying to close ranks in the state of Louisiana, keep everybody out, keep them away from the recruits. I don't see how they can do that, but I know that's one of the stories out there. It's kind of quiet right now, but
this is the quiet season. This is the season where the coaches get one last opportunity to go play a little golf before everything kicks off in July. I mean, they're still doing some recruiting. You've still got some of these camps that are going on. Colleges or the college coaches are doing that. You've got some quote travel football 7-on-7 camps going on right now. Kind of like basketball. Basketball's the same way. A lot of high school basketball camps. I know Daniel Boone, my niece, is involved with. They are going to Western Kentucky and to Belmont to camp there, and that's exposure not only to those coaches but coaches that are in the region to see what to recruit those players. Start the early recruiting for women's college basketball next season.
So there are folks on the move, and of course college football. Give me a couple of coaches. That of course we've already been told Kevin Sumlin's in a must-win situation at Texas A&M. Who are some of the other coaches that are in the position where they gotta deliver this year?
I still think the guy 100 miles down the road's got to deliver.
Yeah.
I think he's got to deliver. I mean, I just don't know if he will. Dan Mullen, Mississippi State. That's another program. Had the highs with Dak and then fell off the radar last year. You've got to look at that program as well. Mark D'Antoni at Michigan State.
I think you're exactly right.
That may be the one across the country. And Brian Kelly at Notre Dame. I mean, last year was not a very good season for the Slugging Irish.
The Fighting Irish.
Yeah.
What about my man in West Virginia, old Dana Holgorsen?
He just keeps on keeping on. I think they will. And West Virginia should have a pretty good team this year. But it's another one. In West Virginia, the expectations are there, but I don't think they're as crazy as some other fan bases across the country that expect you to be 11-1 or 12-0 every year and competing for a national championship.
We talk a lot about, of course, the big school in Tennessee, the University of Tennessee, but up the road in Blacksburg, the Hokies put together a great year under Justin Fuente, the first-year coach, got him a contract extension, and deservedly so. And what's, in your humble opinion, what's the prognosis for Hokie football this year?
I think they'll be better. You started seeing them play better at the end of last season. He's an offensive-minded coach, and he was smart enough to keep Bud Foster on staff, which kept the defense going. And and that's what they've needed in Virginia Tech for years, is somebody that has got a little bit of imagination and creativity on the offensive side of the football. And so I think he was a great hire by Virginia Tech.
Justin Fuente, great guy. I've had him on the show before. He's very low key. Doesn't say a whole lot. Not a whole lot of energy and pizzazz. Not that he's boring, but he just kind of. I think he gets it. Kind of keeps an even keel and does, I think, a phenomenal job doing that. And obviously came in an unsettling time in Blacksburg and settled down the troops and kind of had them circle the wagons. And the Hokies, I think, are poised to have another great run, as Carmichael said. And we'll see. Blacksburg, they open up against West Virginia. That'll be a great start. Tennessee opens up against Georgia Tech, and of course the one I was reading about this morning, the big buzz, is they open it with your Seminoles in Alabama.
That's
a biggie.
Too heavy. That is Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat going at it in Atlanta, and it ain't the Omni anymore like the old boys used to do it, but it's in the new building in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
There you go.
So that is that's a main eventer anywhere. I mean, Alabama, Florida State. Let's see how both those teams start off the season.
Well, and again, it sounds crazy, but that opening game of those two teams will set the table for their chances to make a run with the national championship, because as he said, that's two heavies come right out of the gate. Alabama, Florida State early in Atlanta, and that'll set the table.
If you lose, it doesn't necessarily take you out of the national championship picture. It just makes it a little bit more difficult, but it doesn't take you out especially if you lose a close game. If you lose a 35-31 game, that still keeps you in, because you still got a chance to run the table through your conference. And this year Florida State has Louisville at home, but has to go to Clemson. So and Clemson's reloading. I mean, that's but so is to an extent Florida State. So that should be an interesting game at Clemson this year. I think it will be interesting to see Louisville come to Tallahassee this season, see what happens. I would think it would be a different outcome than last season's debacle at Louisville, but time will tell.
Last question before I let him go. Again, we're talking to Carmichael, and we'll talk real quick about the Art Thingamajig. It starts on Monday with the Johnson City Parks and Rec. Sleeper team out there. Give me 3 sleeper teams across the board, top 25 in college football. Who are 3 teams that can sneak up on you this season, and you better be ready for them?
Colorado's one.
Colorado.
That was out of the Pac-12. I mean, they hung in last year really late this season, but Colorado's one.
Florida.
No, I go back to the Pac-12 and go with Washington, even though they were one of the Final Four last year. A lot of people just downplayed that, especially after the game. So Washington would be one. And I think Michigan State. I think that after the last couple of years where they've struggled, I think a lot of people just maybe put them out of sight, out of mind. And I think they make they make it interesting for Michigan and Ohio State in the Big Ten Conference.
There you go. Colorado, Michigan State, and the Washington Huskies. Keep an eye on them.
Keep an eye on them this season.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Thingamajig. Art in the Park. Again, it's called Art Thingamajig, coming up again on Monday. Tell me about this.
Starts Monday. It's going to be at the Princeton Arts Center. It's just they've got a junk drawer just full of stuff, odds and ends that they can take and do different arts things with. Maybe you've got stuff at home that you want to do that. It's a camp that's going on. It goes on from 9 to 1 each day, Monday through Friday next week, ages 6 to 11 in the camp. The fee is $40 for the camper, and you can register either www.myjcparks.com or .org or in person at the Memorial Park Community Center.
There you go. myjcparks.org is where you want to go get all the information about the Johnson City Parks and Rec, and we do appreciate Carmichael coming by a plethora of information. Have you got any musical? You going anywhere to see music this weekend?
Yes, tomorrow, and this has been one on my bucket list for a long time. Going to see Bruce Hornsby tomorrow night in Black Mountain.
Oh boy,
we have a place over there, Pisgah Brewery Company, and in the summer they do a lot of outdoor shows. I've seen Oak Crow Medicine Show over there, Steep Canyon Rangers, Bluegrass Band, Lake Street Dive, who actually going to see again next Friday night. But going to see Bruce Hornsby tomorrow night. I've always wanted to see Bruce Hornsby. His solo career. Also, he's for the last probably 15, 20 years played a lot with the Grateful Dead. So,
Appalachian Fair announced their musical lineup later on this summer, and the headliner is going to be Clint Black's coming. So that's a pretty good one to bring in. This guy's got a number of hits, and then of course Rhythm and Roots bringing in Dwight Yoakam. That's going to be huge.
You've got Dwight Yoakam. You've got Rodney Crowell. You've got the Steel Drivers Band. And so that is going to be one of the best festivals they've had in a few years. I've looked at some of the artists coming there, but yeah, when you can bring in and I've seen both Dwight Yoakam and Rodney Crowell, both great performers. Rodney Crowell's a fabulous songwriter.
There you go. We can talk music all day long, but Kevin Harmon says I'm ready to talk UT football coming up next. Carmichael, I can't thank him enough. I tell him all the time off air. This guy adds so much to my show. I'm very blessed to have him and Kevin come in and do their thing every Thursday here at Champion. So he has no clue what we're going to talk about. That's how good he is. I come in and say, give me sleeper football teams. Coaches in trouble. Let's talk baseball. Boom, popping it out. So
this time next Thursday we'll be talking NBA draft, NBA free agency. There's some buzz already in the NBA, especially with one of the two super teams with Cleveland. And that this may be the last that this coming year, 2017-2018, may be Cleveland's last stand, because don't know how much longer Mr. LeBron is going to stay.
I'm hearing, of course it's all speculation, but I'm hearing that he is interested in looking down there in Texas with Mr. Popovich. So
he's also interested in going where he has a home in Los Angeles.
The Lakers?
Or Clippers.
The Clippers.
And they think within the next 13 months, you will see LeBron in Los Angeles. But he wants to make one last run at this. The talk already is, rumors are flying out there, Kevin Love to Indiana for Paul George. And then if the Knicks will buy out Carmelo's contract, he signs a 1-year teal with the Cavs, and it's LeBron, Kyrie, Paul George, and Carmelo and Tristan Thompson going after the championship against the Warriors.
Stay tuned. We'll know more about that next Thursday when Carmichael's here. Have a great week, my friend.
Yes, sir.
He's a great guy. Quick break. We'll be right back. Kevin Harmon joins us next. We're live at Champion Chevrolet on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import and Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they treat thousands of patients each year dealing with diabetes and its effects. Diabetes overtaking our nation and leaving a path of destruction behind. Through wound care, office visits, and preventive care, they see most of the patients after a problem arises. Using diabetic footwear such as shoes and inserts, a great way to prevent or prolong skin breakdown and amputation. At Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, they use only custom molds from patient mold inserts, which further ensure a great recovery, or better yet, prevents a wound from happening. They use custom molded shoes, bracing, custom inserts, and extra depth diabetic shoes to prevent wounds or other skin issues from beginning. Call today, 1-800-524-4447. 39 years, 6 locations, 1 family. Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, 1-800-524-4447. If you're catching some waves or just playing in the yard, it is important to protect yourself. You may not feel the sun's heat, but UV rays can still damage your skin even in cloudy weather. Blue Lizard Sunscreen, recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Our SPF 30-plus formulations use only the highest quality ingredients for broad spectrum protection. As a reminder to protect yourself, our bottle turns blue when UV light is present. Blue Lizard, we've got you covered.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, we go from Carmichael to my man Kevin Harmon, slide into the seat, and we say good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. We do want to say thanks to one of our great sponsors, Jeremy Livesey at jeremylivesey.com. There on the show Monday, the guy picked up 27 closings since we were there last month. He's now done 78 closings. jeremylivesey.com, one of our great sponsors. Mortgage Investors Group. Let's see, I never do this right. There it is, Mortgage Investors Group. Again, 100% financing available, purchase or refinance, loan programs to meet your needs, close on time every time. He has, I think he said 5 closings tomorrow. Mortgage Investors Group, jeremylivesey.com. Need to check him out. And again, if you're getting ready to buy a home, of course, this guy can sell you a home, obviously. I'm a man with his Century 21 hat on. But again, once the financing gets going, and here's what you want to do, and Jeremy says this is how people do it. This is the smart way to do it. Call him up, go to the website, jeremylivesey.com. You can take the application over the phone, get the ball rolling. Then he will come back and say, instead of you going out just kind of hodgepodge and saying, well, I like that house, but do I qualify? He will tell you down to the penny. You have this. You can go after homes from 150 to 160. And as he said when we were there Monday, somebody called him a couple of weeks ago on a weekend. He said, I'm looking at this house. He'd already been pre-qualified through Jeremy. He said, hang on a minute. Pulled out the calculator and said, based on this, what you're telling me, give me a dollar here, a dollar there. But basically, your payment's going to be this. And the guy sitting out in front of the house, the for sale sign, looking at the house, and Jeremy said, pulled it up on MLS, kind of ran the numbers, said, here's what it's going to cost you since you got pre-qualified with me. I mean, you don't get any better than that. So JeremyLivesey.com, Mortgage Investors Group. Again, one of our great guys. And again, he had 51 last month. He's up to 78 closings. And his assistant said Monday, we were there broadcasting, as you know, Brittany Kasem said, we're not even hit hammer time yet. July is a hammer month. People making the transition, getting from point A to point B to get ready for school. So JeremyLivesey.com, he's a good one. And so is this guy right here, because if you're looking for a realtor, this guy is getting it done. He's all over the place. And so I call him, where you at? I'm in Dandridge showing houses. I'm in Greenville. I'm over here doing a closing. It's like, okay. And so he's had to miss a couple of shows because he's busy. And I get that. It's his day job. And so Kevin Harmon with us again, talking Tennessee football. And so first off, thank you for coming. Appreciate
You're welcome.
You very much.
It's good to be here.
Yep. Love having
on time, within budget.
There you go. On time. Within budget. So
that's right.
Here we go. Let's take a look at Tennessee football. We got recruiting, got Butch Jones. We got a couple of stories. We talked yesterday about the Jonathan Crompton story, which is a sad story. We'll talk about that coming up. So lots of Tennessee sports news coming up. And take it away. Tennessee's ranked number 1 in something. Tell me about it.
Well, the stat came out on Gridiron Now. Tennessee has the most returning linemen that have started games. The returning linemen for Tennessee have started 106 games over their career. So Tennessee has the most experienced line coming into the season. The next closest SEC East team is South Carolina. Georgia's way down the pack, and so is Florida. So, I'm a guy who believes that if you win the trenches, you have a better than an even chance to win the football game.
Absolutely.
Because if you're strong up front, you can mask a lot of deficiencies. Obviously, you need a good quarterback. But especially on defense, if you have defensive linemen that can keep, their men in check and keep them off the linebackers and let the linebackers then go make plays, you're tough to beat. Especially if your front 4 or front 5 can rush the passer, you'll be tough to beat, because then your linebackers, you don't have to. Your blitz packages aren't as often, and you have more in coverage, and just the game flows better. So that bodes well for Tennessee, and they have some. You got Trey Smith coming in, and Drew Richmond hadn't had that many starts. So, a lot of your younger guys that were highly rated are now coming into the fold. With John Kelly, and you got Ty Chandler at running back, probably Jarrett Garantano or Quentin Dormandy, depending on the quarterback. Tennessee may have some firepower on offense.
Talking to Kevin Harmon, you see on the screen, UT Sports Update. He joins us every week, and so we're live here at Champion Chevrolet. Tomorrow we'll be at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Tomorrow we're going to be joined by Josh Lawson, the Kingsport Mets. Also Robbie Ferguson, one of the drivers of the Kingsport Speedway, is going to be by there tomorrow. We got several drivers lined up to visit with us. We got Pat Patterson going to join us live from Brooklyn, Michigan, with the Performance Racing Network, giving us a preview of the NASCAR weekend of racing. Got the trucks in Illinois. We got the Xfinity Series and the Cups on the Fast Super Speedway, Michigan International Speedway. So we got a full show tomorrow at Phil's Dream Pit, the quest for perfect barbecue. Can't beat it, folks. It's good food, and so we'll be there. Also, Jeremiah Clark from Appalachian Digital will be there with us tomorrow as well. So it's all going to be good.
After your show last Friday, I went there to eat. You convinced me.
And
at Food City, I had to change.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had to dry rub.
You went to Phil's?
Dry
rub chicken.
Yeah, dry rub chicken.
Set you free.
Set me free.
Good stuff, isn't it?
I did. I flew.
Hit the bell, would you? God. And he's already broke the thing, so. All right. Anyway, Phil's Dream Pit tomorrow. All right, so we talked about this yesterday. David Blackburn just walked away effective immediately as the athletic director at UT Chattanooga. How's that playing in Tennessee sports? Because for a while he was thought to be the front runner for the AD job. He was kind of duking it out with Fulmer. Of course, he went with another direction, obviously. But Blackburn resigns effective immediately. He's gone at UT Chattanooga. What does that mean? Has he got something else going on? Or what's the
I don't
story?
think he has anything else going on. It really kind of highlights how our athletic department search, or athletic director search from the athletic department and the brass at Tennessee really mangled this whole thing. Blackburn sort of publicly went out there and said, I'm very interested in the job. Everybody knew he was, and he sort of put himself out on a limb. So then you have Fulmer that comes in, and, you got two of your better guys that are Tennessee guys sort of butting head in public, nicely, of course, but they were competitors. And if Tennessee would have hired their athletic director when they should have, this probably never would have happened. I believe what he did is he went out and made it pretty public that he wanted the job. I think he upset some people at Chattanooga. And when he didn't get the job, I really believe it just broke his heart. And I don't think he gets along with the chancellor that well from what I'm reading. And I believe he just resigned. He's done nothing but elevate that program at Chattanooga all across the board. Basketball, football, everything has really risen under his tutelage. So where he lands, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with him. But I think it just sort of highlights how Tennessee mangled the University of Tennessee athletic director search. This didn't have to happen, and he didn't have to get his, publicly kind of slapped in the face that he didn't get the job. I think Curry's doing a great job. He's hired a very good baseball coach. He made Chris Woodruff the tennis coach, so I think he's working now with Jones on an extension and a raise, but I don't think he'll increase the buyout money. I think Curry's doing a really good job. He's very visible. He's at events. He's doing a lot of good things, so I think Tennessee did make a good hire. Just took him too long.
Butch Jones wants a raise and a contract extension. Agree or disagree?
Well, I agree. He should get that. He's done a lot of good things, but the main thing is for recruiting. You don't want to be on the recruiting trail and then have opposing coaches use this negatively and say, well, they're not even going to raise him or give him an extension. He may not be there in 2 years. And recruits want to know if the coach is going to be there, especially the head coach. So they need to give him a raise. They need to give him an extension. But the key in all of that is buyouts. You could make whatever, but if you get a $10 million buyout, if you're fired, that puts the school back. So what you don't want to do is you can give this guy a raise, you can give him an extension, and this goes for any college coach. But you don't want to increase his buyout if he has a bad season. So that's where the money is lost when Tennessee has to pay all these coaches that they fired. $2, $3, $4 million a year for 5 more years because of their buyouts and the way the contract's written. So we need to get a little smarter on how we write and we execute the contracts so that we're not paying into the future. I'd rather pay it now a little bit than pay a whole lot and then pay it over time into the future. It just hurts. It just hurts you.
But people on the other side of this camera are going to say, wait a minute. A lot of the prognosticators in college football say this is one of the guys on the hot seat. And Carmichael just said it as well. So this guy's wanting a contract and wants a raise and extension. And yet I see on the other side people going, wait a minute. This guy, in some people's eyes, has underperformed as a head coach of the Tennessee Volunteers. So they're going to say, this guy wants a contract extension. He doesn't deserve it. You say he does. But the buyout clause is the key because, like in Kevin Sumlin's case down at Texas A&M, they canned this guy. And his athletic director's already said at the spring meetings of the SEC, he's got to do better. He's got to produce. He's got to win this year. Someone's sitting there with a $10 million buyout clause. So if he doesn't perform, of course the guy's a competitor, but he's not going to starve. The guy's going to make $10 million in payments along the way. But still, the buyout clause. What is Jones's buyout clause?
I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know the details of that. But I'm sure it's available. You can find it. But I didn't look at it. But you don't want to be like a Kevin Sumlin. It sort of rewards mediocrity in a way. You also don't want them jumping ship, but you can word it in such a way that if you go to another school, then that most coaches have to pay a buyout. It needs to be equitable. Is Jones on the hot? Every coach is on the hot seat in some form or fashion. Football is just so big now with apparel sales and concessions and season tickets and you name it. It's huge. It's huge business. And I know Tennessee is still sending me stuff about season tickets. I didn't buy them through the university this year. Just there were some things they did I didn't like, and so I don't. He'd had to have a terrible year. He's got 5 wins already with the 3 or 2 cream puffs, and then some of the SEC schedules. So I think he should win 9 or 10 games. The key is the Georgia Tech game. He needs to get off to a good start, and they need to handle Georgia Tech, because right now that's pretty much a toss-up. You don't know what's really going to happen, but if Tennessee can solidify that line and get some players back, then you got Georgia Tech, and then a couple of weeks, and you got Florida. So he needs to win those 2 games. That would really help his cause. Georgia's rising, but you never really know what they're going to have. But yeah, he's on the hot seat, but he's always been on the hot seat.
Talking to Kevin Harmon, talking UT Sports Update. Andy's going to join us, come up and wrap up the show in just a few minutes. Again, we're here live at Champion Chevrolet. Again, Andy's going to come back and tell you how you can win a brand spanking new, somebody's going to win this, 2017 Sonic LS as part of the July 4th celebration at Freedom Hall in Johnson City, coming up in a couple of weeks on that Tuesday, July 4th, and he'll tell us all about that. And also some of the specials. They've already sold, he said, 4 or 5 cars here already today. So the #1 Chevy dealer in the state. They've got 700 new vehicles and 150 used on this lot for you to choose from, and all kinds of great incentives. We'll talk more about that coming up with Andy Dietrich here in just a few minutes. Mr. Couch and Mr. Lideker, did I say it?
Well, Lideker's the big one.
All right.
He's another defensive lineman from Middle Tennessee, recruited by Walt Wells, who has landed another big Tennessee prospect. And now Wells has been ranked number 5 recruiter in the country. That's pretty impressive. What he's bringing in and what Tennessee is bringing in on the recruiting front, especially in linemen, is impressive. The next kid would be the Lawless kids come on board, so now you got Greg Emerson left from Tennessee, and those 3 guys would make quite a duo, a trio, for Tennessee's line in the future. So they're doing very well. We got in 2019 a defensive back from South Florida he's a 3-star, but look, he had offers from Oklahoma, Michigan State, and Louisville. And he's just a rising junior. That's going to get even better. Lideker had offers. He's a 4-star, but he had offers from Alabama, Georgia, Auburn, Florida, and LSU. So that tells you that he was really wanted. And if typically if he'd have gone to Alabama, he probably would have gotten a bump for his 5th star. So these kids are well sought after. Now we're in the mix with these kids with the other schools. Master Teague, the big running back out of Middle Tennessee, went to Ohio State. So we lost him to it was between us, Auburn, Georgia, and when Ohio State offered him, he just took off. But he's got a lot of competition at Ohio State. They've got a lot of talent up there. So, if they can just get your quarterback situation straightened out with J.T. Barrett, I say it's going to be tough.
Talking to my man Kevin Harmon, talking Tennessee football. Sad story. We talked about this yesterday at Chick-fil-A. The Jonathan Crompton story, where somebody came up and told Crompton and his mother after one of the UT games, "I wish you both get killed in a car wreck." I mean, how sick is that? And
they all have their just nut jobs.
Yep.
And I hear it at football games.
Oh, yeah.
Sitting in the stands.
Oh, yes.
You hear all kinds of stuff. And
all you got to do after a game, I've heard it. All you have to do is listen to any post-game show when that team gets beat. If it's Tennessee, they get on there and they let these people call in, and they're just half-cocked, and I don't know whether they've been drinking, but they're just so off base. It's like they never even watch the game. They just want to get on there and just pontificate, if you will. And it's not just Tennessee. I've listened to other shows, the emails and the websites, and so point of this is they got to get it fixed. They got to get Jonathan Crompton thinking good about UT again, because he got dealt a crummy sandwich and a crummy deck of cards. So hopefully that'll happen. And
timing was bad.
Yep, bad timing.
Didn't work.
They got to fix it. They got to make this guy feel good about it. They can't give him the store, but they got to reach out with an olive branch and say, we're sorry. And let's see if we can get this fixed. And hopefully Tennessee will see that. I would think Butch Jones is the caliber of guy and the new AD that they would do that, but time will tell. Tennessee baseball, new coach and now a new pitching coach. Tell me about that.
Yeah, they got Tony Vitello. He, the Italian, comes in highly regarded. We talked a little bit about it last week, that he was one of the top recruiters in baseball in the country. And he has a good baseball mind, and he's and everyone in the ranks is really giving his hire a thumbs up. And now he's hired a pitching coach from the University of Houston, who has developed many Major League Baseball players and baseball pitchers. So it bodes well for Tennessee. I mean, you got to have good coaches, and coaching matters. And so I think that this guy at least is pushing the buttons. You know, Tennessee had 3 drafted. You know, Kyle Serrano went in the 10th round. I think you had Hunter Martin went in the 20th round. Both of those went to the Astros, and Jeff Mabry went to the Rockies. So, you know, there's talent on the team, and you know, this guy in Tennessee is a good baseball state for high school baseball. So, you know, we just need to bring in some talent and develop it, and let's put our best foot forward in the toughest conference in the country.
Here's some breaking news. Rick Pitino has received a 5-game suspension as part of the discipline from the NCAA regarding the sex scandal that engulfed the Louisville program a couple of years ago. So Pitino will set out 5 games as the Louisville coach.
Louisville got 4 years probation.
Louisville got probation as
4
well.
years.
4 years as a school. And so he will sit out 4 games himself. Also on top of the leaderboard early in the U.S. Open would be R. Fowler. I'm thinking that's
Ricky Fowler, yeah.
Ricky Fowler. And he leads it early 6 under right now, coming out of the chute for the start of the U.S. Open this weekend. Also, baseball, 1 game to report to you, 3-0 in the second inning. The Indians leading the Dodgers in the getaway game in Cleveland. It's the Indians 3, Dodgers 0 in the middle of the second. Coming up at 1 o'clock, the Mariners and the Twins, and an afternoon affair at 2 o'clock between the Orioles and the White Sox, and everything else will be under the lights tonight. Again, Daniel Norris pitching tomorrow night against the Tampa Bay Devil Rays in Detroit. So, last thing you got, Celtics and Lakers on ESPN 30 for 30.
It's a review, or it's a documentary of that rivalry from the Bird and Magic era. It's on 30 to, you know, that acclaim. That's one of the best things ESPN does, is that 30 for 30 or the E60, where they get into the behind the scenes of what, you know, we see as fans. We don't see, you know, the Larry Birds or the Kevin McHale's or the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's, and, you know, what they're saying and what they're doing before and after the games. And I saw this, and I'm not going to say anything, but if you're a basketball fan of any type and you remember that era, even if you're not, you know, with Bird and what the Celtics and the Lakers were able to do before Michael and the Bulls, and sort of what's going on now. But the Celtics and the Lakers, you know, you had East Coast, West Coast. You know, it's a phenomenal 30 for 30. It's worth the watch, and I highly recommend it to anybody that wants to sort of further their education on the Celtics and the Lakers, because it's stuff that you never would have thought of. And it's worth a watch. Take the time, give it the hour. You know, Bird and Magic were really good friends. You know, they weren't at first, but you know, that developed into a very good friendship. And Bird almost retired when Magic retired. He was so upset about what happened. But that's a great documentary on that. So I can't emphasize it enough. So you need to watch it.
Made the little people the other night sit down and watch, and so I said, I want you guys to watch. Got my littlest one. She's going to be a basketball player. She loves it. So I popped in Larry Legend, the story of Larry Bird. It's like 45 minutes, a documentary about his career, and you know, he got the scholarship at Indiana, quit. Bobby Knight came back to French Lick and was actually working for the street department, riding on the back of the garbage truck, picking up garbage in French Lick when Bill Hodges came along from Indiana State, recruited him, and the rest, they say, is history. So great. So yes, I went back and just watched it last week. Larry Bird, and to me, he's the greatest ever played, and everybody would argue that point, and that's okay. But anyway, it's great. ESPN 30 for 30. Celtics and Lakers. The rivalry is there, and of course, back in the day, Showtime with the Lakers and the Celtics, and McHale and Bird and DJ Johnson and Bill Walton and Danny Ainge, and good stuff in the Birdman. So what you got going on right now? Got any listings you want to tell us about the opening?
Well, I'm really trying to push my house in Strawberry Fields for it's at the corner of Strawberry Field. We've redone a lot of stuff, and it's a really nice house for the money, and it's in a very nice neighborhood.
Yes, it is.
And it's a swim tennis community, and it's very well maintained. So that's my big push right now, is to sell my house and get out from and then move on.
Start a new chapter.
Yeah, and I'll close on the house in Dandridge next Monday. So that's a good thing. Yeah, and I'm going to Knoxville this weekend for Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you.
They got the Big Kahuna Wing Festival at World Fairs Park. So my son and daughter have bought me tickets, And I'm taking Megan and I are driving down Saturday morning, and we're going to go stop by the Whitewater place. We need to get him on here.
Yes.
Joe Novotny, yeah.
Get him on, set it up.
And get him on here and push his Whitewater business, because he's a 5-star guide, and he's very good at what he does. I've gotten to know him very well, and they're just good people.
Book him on the phone call next Thursday when you're up here.
Okay. So. And I'll see him this weekend. We're going on Saturday. Going to spend a few hours down at the Whitewater, and then we're going on in Knoxville to the Big Kahuna Wing Festival.
The Big Kahuna Wing Festival.
That's what y'all pay me to do, to go try these things out.
That's it. Sample the food.
Sample the food.
He's a man about the town.
$15 ticket.
The Big Kahuna Wing Festival.
30 wings, minimum of 30 wings. You get to try them at every place. It's like a chili cook-off type thing. So it's a wing. It's a wing ding, you know.
And he'd be the good guy to test that too.
Yeah.
He's a wing kind of guy. So he's the wind beneath my wings. That sounded really tacky. I'm gone on that.
Yeah, I don't get that.
No, I don't get that either. That's a good time. Good time to move on. Let Andy Dietrich come in and talk to us next year. Thank you, bro.
Happy Father's Day, man.
Yeah, love you. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. We are here at Champion Chevrolet on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at FCA.org.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City takes care of both male and female customers, but owner Kim Smith says they have a special care and concern for ladies.
Being a female in what's considered a man's business, I understand the trepidation that women may have when they come to the shop. They feel like they don't know about cars, they might be intimidated, but that's not the way we do business. Everybody's treated the same. We take the time to explain anything that they have questions about, the repair, the process, the part. We want to make sure people are comfortable with what we're going to do to their vehicle and that they understand. We do cater to women in a sense. We have a real nice waiting room with nice Keurig coffee and flavored creamers, air-conditioned, cushioned seats, TV, everything a girl could want while she waits for her car to be fixed.
American Import Auto Repair in Johnson City, open 6 days a week. Call today at 913-3111.
It's Friday night at 7 o'clock. You've been involved in a car accident. You may be out of state on vacation or just a few miles from home. What do you do? Who do you call? At Farmers Insurance Group, one call is all you have to make. Hello, this is Jim Klein, an agent with Farmers Insurance. It's called One and Done. You don't have to wait till Monday morning to file a claim. You can make the initial call and we'll begin right away to help you. We assist you in moving the vehicle to a certified repair shop, getting you set up with rental car, and informing your agent. Then here at the staff at Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, we follow the claim through to the end. It's that easy. One and Done. We're your one and done location for all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, commercial, workers' comp, and bonds. We can help you with all your insurance needs. Give me a call today, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance at 247-5400. Your one and done location in Kingsport, 247-5400.
Any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Over 10 to choose from. Perfect for having the gang over to watch the big game, birthday parties, church get-togethers, backyard gatherings, everything from fruit trays to garden salad trays to nuggets and chicken strip trays. And for the sweet tooth, try the cinnamon cluster or chocolate chunk cookie tray. So you see, any day is a good day to get a tray from Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A at the Crossings in North Johnson City.
And we're back live again to wrap this thing up. Again, Rick Pitino, as we said, suspended not just for 5 games, but 5 ACC games. Louisville gets put on probation for 4 years. That's breaking sports news. And Rick Pitino will sit out not just 5 of the Cream Puff games. He'll sit out 5 ACC games, which is a whole lot different. So we'll have more to say about that tomorrow. That's breaking news. And again, Ricky Fowler leads early on. He's 6 under the U.S. Open, coming out of the chute on day 1 of the U.S. Open golf tournament. And again, as we told you, Cleveland leads the Dodgers 3-0 in the getaway game and the afternoon affair in Cleveland. So that's kind of an update on the sports scoreboard. He's in the house. He's been working with a guy that I have met and think the world of his son. Obviously, Jerry Caldwell, the Executive Vice President and General Manager of the Speedway and the Dragway. Papa Bear's in the house. I can understand why Jerry Caldwell is who he is and the class guy, because Papa Bear's, he comes from good stock, does that Jerry Caldwell, doesn't he? Papa Bear's all right.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say something really nice about him because he's standing right here in front of us.
He's looking
but
at
no,
us.
He drove all the way from North Carolina today. He is here for the drags as well, but he making it a 2-part trip. Buy a new car and go to the drag races.
I know he's grinning. He's been grinning since he went out to test drove it. So what's he getting ready to drive by?
He's getting a new Cadillac XT5, which is Cadillac's SUV.
Tell me, what's the selling points of a Cadillac?
Well, that one there is front-wheel drive. It's leather from front to back. It's got a big Skyview roof that goes all the way to the back seats. It has a V6 engine, navigation, Bluetooth, heated seats, backup camera. It's loaded. It's chock full of goodies. So he's getting ready to be schooled on everything inside of it because it's got so much more technology than the car he's trading in. So
he and Mrs. Caldwell will look good. And
they look good in anything.
Exactly.
But
you pile them grandkids in there and away they go, right?
Yes. He's got since he's been back, he came back. He's got 2 grandkids in the back of his car he's trading in right now. So they're getting ready to be the first one to ride in the back seat of it. So
there you go. All the way from Winston-Salem. Of course, Tim would say, how did they do that? Because they did great customer service. And, of course, Champion Chevrolet is obviously very much tied into Bristol Motor Speedway. We're 65 days away, by the way, from America's Night Race, as Charlie Daniels calls it. And ticket sales, and this is not just hype. When I say ticket sales are brisk for not only the big race, but the Food City 300, because Dale Jr.'s in that one too. But his last go-around in Bristol will be the Bass Pro Shop NRA Night Race. And, again, ticket sales are rocking, I can tell you. And, of course, you're going to be treated to 4 races, the doubleheader on Wednesday. And, of course, the Food City 300 on the 18th of August and the 19th, the Bass Pro Shop NRA Night Race. So, good chance to plug it. BristolTix.com or 423-BRISTOL. And go there. There are folks waiting on the phones to get your tickets. And, again, remember, kids get in free on the doubleheader on the truck race on the 16th, the UNOH 200. They also get in free on the Food City 300, and they only pay $10 to go see the Bass Pro Shop NRA Night Race. So
do I qualify for that?
What?
The free and the $10?
Do you?
Yeah.
Your kids do. The little man does. Sure.
I don't qualify?
No.
Oh.
As a kid?
I'm too old?
No.
Man.
No, I'm going to leave Tim alone today. I was on him last week. I'm going to leave Daddy alone today.
Tim's been quiet over there today.
He's been quiet. He's been very quiet over there, but we were talking
baseball. He's waving. Yeah, he hears us.
He what?
He hears us. He's waving.
We were talking baseball earlier. We were very proud of Reed Hayes, Hunter Stratton from Sullivan East, Hagan Owenby.
And Zachary Copenhaver at Vanderbilt this week.
Oh, is he really? Awesome. Wolf from Dobbins Bennett got drafted. So we got a lot of local kids. You look at Reed Hayes. Here's a kid, and we'll get into why you're here. You look at Reed Hayes, this kid, I knew him when he went to Tri-Cities Christian School, transferred again to the Science Hill Johnson City School District. The guy's a gamer. Stacy Carter says he's never met a warrior in football like Reed Hayes, and he just willed his way to victory, and the guy's just a gamer. Went to Walter State, transferred to Vanderbilt. Guy got 7 saves to lead the staff in saves on a very good Vanderbilt pitching staff and a good Vanderbilt team. Gets drafted by the Orioles, so don't be surprised you don't see Reed Hayes playing in the bigs because he's a champion. It's like Champion Chevrolet. So Hagan Owenby, again, young man from East Tennessee State. We had him on the show earlier in the year, got drafted by the Pirates. And so Hagan Owenby drafted by the Braves. So that really speaks well of the local talent here, baseball in our neck of the woods. The other young man we always talk about, Daniel Norris, pitching tomorrow night in Detroit against Tampa Bay, product of Johnson City Science Hill High School. So we got some kids making some noise. We got some folks making some noise here. Again, Mr. Caldwell going back to Winston-Salem with a brand new Cadillac SUV. And so there's been a lot of foot traffic out here on the lot here going into Father's Day weekend. And if you're looking for one for Dad for Father's Day or for anybody, 700 new vehicles, 150 used, and run down the specials you got right now. You said earlier in the show, $8,300 off a Traverse. Is that correct?
Yeah. If you get one, it's an LT model. All LT models are 20% off Equinoxes and Traverses, new 2017 models. So, depending on which one you buy, I was just looking at one for a customer earlier, and one of the LTs was $8,300 off MSRP. And, used to, the most I could get off one was about $4,500. So it's almost double what normal discounts are. So this is a month-long program, and it's the best program they've had on Equinox and Traverse LT models so far I've seen. So, but also they've got $11,000 off all month. This is in previous months we've had to say, as supplies last and rebates and things like that. This is all month. $11,000 off all crew and double cab LT model 15 2017 Silverados. That's all of them. $11,000 off. 15% off heavy duty trucks that have gas engines. 13% off Corvette Stingrays. This does not include Grand Sporter Z06 models. 0% APR for 60 months on Volt, and also 0% for 60 months on 2017 Impalas in lieu of the $500 rebate. So lots of deals, big money, low interest rates, lots of good things happening. It's exciting. It's very exciting.
It is exciting. And of course, they're the number one dealership in the state, over 50 Chevy dealerships from Memphis to Mountain City for a reason. Case in point, Mr. Caldwell in here from Winston-Salem. And so in all seriousness, from Winston-Salem to Johnson City, ballpark number of Chevy dealers he would pass to get the champion.
Oh gosh, you would pass probably 50. If you
let's ask Tim, see what he said. Tim, how many, in your humble opinion, dealerships, Chevy dealerships, that Mr. Caldwell passed from Winston-Salem to Johnson City? If you had to guess a number. You guys think alike.
50. That's why I said 50.
And so that tells you Champion Chevrolet guys coming from Winston-Salem. Obviously, he's got a connection here, but he didn't have to buy a car here. And even though his son runs the track, but he understands it's his fourth one he's bought here too. Right?
Yeah.
So anyway, we were here. I tell these stories every time we're here. We were here about a month ago, one of the shows. Guy came down from West Virginia, bought a car from New Martinsville, West Virginia. Fort Oglethorpe was in here one time, a guy and a wife, couple coming up, and they said, we saw it on the internet, saw the deal, got on the phone, made some phone calls, talked to some people up here, drove here and got a vehicle. It happens all the time. You even fly them in and catch them and bring them in.
Yeah, we picked them up at the airport many times. We've had 2 helicopters land out back. It's whatever it takes, we'll try to work it out. How do they do that?
It's the old Raiders motto, just win, baby, just sell them. The commitment of excellence. So speaking of winning, somebody's going to win a brand new Sonic LS coming up July 4th at Freedom Hall. Compliments of Champion Chevrolet. Somebody's going to be an extra happy camper on July 4th. Tell me about it.
It's a neat deal. The event begins on July 4th at Freedom Hall at 5 o'clock. 5 p.m. Ashley Tragler and Six Guns plays. 6 o'clock Jimbo Whaley and Greenbrier. 6:45 is a tribute to our Gold Star families in the police department, and music is by Elizabeth Painter.
Right.
7 p.m. Austin Moody, which Austin Moody was here for the WXBQ remote on Saturday, and he actually played acoustically out here for everybody.
Yeah.
And so if you want to see that, that's on our Facebook page, Champions Facebook page. 8 o'clock, color guard presentation and patriotic songs. 8:15, it's music by Claire Dunn, opening entertainer for Luke Bryan and Florida Georgia Line. And 9:20 is where the event drawings start. So they have different drawings for race tickets and some other things, some things in Gatlinburg and Sevierville, little goodies they give away, but also we give away the car. And the way they do it is they narrow it down to 15 finalists from all the different remotes. They have drawings and food cities, participating food cities here in the Tri-Cities, that when you scan your value card to check out any Pepsi products you buy, they automatically enter you to win. You can enter here at the dealership until the 26th of June. And also when they're different remotes every weekend with WXBQ, you can go and register then as well. But what happens is they'll draw 15 people to show up that night, to 15 finalists, and they'll each be handed a can of Pepsi. So it just has a can of Pepsi on it. You don't know what's in it. And everybody at the same time opens your can of Pepsi and pours it into a clear cup. And whoever pours out Sierra Mist out of their Pepsi can wins the car. So it's a neat deal.
You're talking about drama. And you're holding that. I mean, I'm trying to put myself in place of these contestants. Everybody has the Pepsi can that you can't see inside of, obviously. One of them's going to come out with Sierra Mist. The rest of them are going to be obviously the brown Pepsi syrup. So you pour it and get that first drip and go, it's clear.
Yeah.
It's clear. I won, and they'll go bananas.
Yep. This is a $17,400 car they win. It's not a lease. It's theirs forever.
Yep. And so one more time, how do we get qualified? There's different ways.
There's several ways. You can come here to Champion until the 26th. I got a box sitting right up here on my desk at the sales desk as soon as you enter the showroom. Go to participating food cities and use your value card, and if you buy any Pepsi products, you're automatically entered to win. Go to the remote, listen to WXBQ, and decide where the remotes are for each week leading up till July 4th, and you can go with those remotes and register to win. So there's lots of different ways to win. I believe this is our 4th year. I may be wrong. 4th year, I think we've done it, and it's always an exciting event. It's exciting to see the families' faces that win the car, and and it's always very special and to give back here in this community. And what's neat too is sometimes you go to these things and the participant doesn't have to be there. Well, you've got to be there because you're one of the 15. So if you're there enjoying the fireworks that take place later that night at 9:50 p.m., you're going to see somebody with your own eyes win a car, which is exciting. Which most people don't. You don't get a chance to see that, which it is very, very exciting.
Sure. So Champion Chevrolet, you can go to the website Pepsi-Fireworks.com for more information. Also involved in the promotion is Dixie Stampede. Of course, Dolly Parton's Smoky Mountain, what is that, Smoky Mountain Memories? That's what it says. I don't have my glasses. Smoky Mountain Adventures, I'm sorry. Bristol Motor Speedway, Courtyard Marriott, Foster Signs, of course, BMS, City of Johnson City, Lamar Advertising, and, of course, the usual media folks, so including our buddies at the Johnson City Press. So, anyway, our buddies, Champion Chevrolet, love it. Driving a car from Champion Chevrolet, I'm telling you, it is a flat, moving machine. That thing is a rocket ship. It goes. I love it. So I got it right here, Champion Chevrolet. Let's see, website before we close out.
www.championjc.com. We are open Monday through Saturday. Service is 8:30 to 6, or excuse me, 8 to 6 Monday through Friday, and 8 to 5 on Saturday. We are closed on Sundays, and sales are open 8:30 to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and we're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.championjc.com. You can chat, you can email, you can hit a direct number to dial us immediately. You can get financing approved, buy parts, schedule service, do it all. Sit in your bathrobe and your lazy boy and not even get out.
There you go.
Take care of it all.
And you're moving them today, aren't you?
Moving them today. It's a beautiful day.
Yep, got it. Now, he'll be gone for a couple of weeks. Who do we got? Cletus going to pinch hit?
And I also got
Kristen.
And I haven't told her yet, but she's going to be.
Oh, she'll do fine.
Yeah.
All they got to do is come down, talk about the obvious, what they know best. Champion Chevrolet. So he's going to take a, yeah.
You will be a great mentor for them.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what that means. That made me nervous. So,
don't screw it up while I'm gone. Don't mess up what we've got going here.
He's not telling Cletus or Kristen, he's telling me. Don't bomb it. I got you.
Yeah, don't blow this up. Gosh.
Now, Tim will be here, right?
Yeah.
So he can kind of guide them, but
yeah.
Cletus will be here and Kristen will be here.
Yeah, but you won't catch Tim on camera, Harley, so he'll
he
guide it across the room.
He did
yeah,
say,
you can have me here. Yeah.
Tim did say on our August 14th race show we do on that Monday, kicking off race week, he did say on that day he would come by and kind of, as the camera goes by, says, how'd they do that? He said he would do that one time on the 14th of August.
Gosh.
You're not going to be here? August 14th? Yeah.
No, August 14th is what he's talking about.
Yeah. Oh, you're not going to be here either next week?
Yes, he'll be here next week.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, he was half asleep when we were having this conversation. He wasn't paying attention. Yeah, take him. Go ahead. Shh. Take as many grenades as you want.
That's the whole point. Okay, how do I get this to work?
It's probably not working right now.
P or
R? P is what's been playing on there right now. Let's see.
Is Badger dead?
I am not your father.
Oh, there it is.
So I really, truly won't be gone.
Bobblehead doll. Does Tim have one?
Yes, but he won't show it.
Oh, he will not.
I have a picture of it. We can. Show the picture.
Look here, Andy.
Yeah, looks just like me. Look at that, the color of the hairs. Exactly.
Tim, look here. This is Andy to a T. He just gets excited.
Can we not borrow yours?
No.
Tim's has a full head of hair on it. It's what I don't know why. He should want to show that.
On that note, it's time to roll. We're going to Phil's Dream Pit tomorrow. Hey, have a good enjoy your time off. You guys are hilarious. I love coming over here. Give me some taters. You're awesome. Enjoy your time off.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That's going to do it from here. We wanted to say
I am not your father. Huh? I am not your father. Now it's not working.
He broke it.
I bobbled it too many times.
There you go. Hey, our guest today, Clay Millican, again, the NHRA driver. Thank you, my friend. Carmichael from the John City Parks and Rec, Kevin Harmon, of course, Chris Van Dyke, and Aaron from Grip Energy Drink, and also the driver, of course, and the obvious, our buddy Andy Dietrich from Champion Chevrolet. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. We will be back in the saddle tomorrow from Phil's Dream Pit off of Interstate 26, the Eastern Star exit. The quest for perfect barbecue will be there tomorrow, broadcasting live. So tomorrow will be show number 540. They said it wouldn't work, and so we're rolling, and we appreciate that very much. We ran over today, and that's okay because there are no limits when you're on Facebook. You can stay on as long as you need to stay on. Here's the winners one more time. Eric Castle from Pikeville, Kentucky. Caitlin Sturgill from West Virginia. Amber Smith from Western North Carolina. Karen Ingram, Mary Markham, Tony Marshall, Jordan Nelson, Alicia Phelps, and Johnny Phillips, and Greg Taylor, all from the Tri-Cities. These are our 10 ticket winners. They're going to be up there Saturday all day long. Again, grandstand passes and pit passes as well to Thunder Valley Nationals. Again, thank you to our dear friend Drew Bedard and the great folks of the Bristol Dragway for giving us the tickets to give away. $800 worth of tickets we had to give away. 10 winners, and again, from Pikeville, Kentucky to West Virginia to Western North Carolina and all points in between the Tri-Cities. And we've got tickets to give away coming up soon for the Circle Track, the NASCAR, of course, the Camping World Truck Series tickets, the Xfinity Series tickets, and, of course, the Monster Energy Cup Series tickets coming up at Bristol Motor Speedway. It is America's Night Race coming up 65 days out. Can't wait. And so we'll have tickets for those races to give away as well. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. And as always, we'll tell you to greet you tomorrow at 11 o'clock from Phil's Dream Pit off the Eastern Star exit of Interstate 26 here in the Tri-Cities. Until then, have a great Thursday. And again, remember, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody.